Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Weekly Geek. This is my first time doing an intro to Weekly Geek because I've never been on a Weekly Geek. I'm usually not on the Tuesdays. Yeah, never been on.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
wild stat.
It's
I
a
didn't realize.
crazy-
It felt weird you coming on, but I didn't know this was your first Weekly Geek.
First one
Popping
and the
your
last
cherry.
one. This is the last week. I'm done after this. I'm retiring after. Oh God, what? Bo was afraid, and the movie's just gonna break me. Even if I don't get tickets, apparently, which we still haven't got tickets, but at some point. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Weekly Geek. This is where you just get down to the nitty gritty news and stuff like that. I am Travis B. Snail, Clown Prince Podcast. I'm joined by.
I'm the man who's coming, Kirklin Patzer.
I'm the Grand Admiral Taylor.
Oh, okay.
There's no fourth member tonight, Travis. Are you? You're waiting for that fourth cue.
No, I didn't catch his name. His name was Grand Admiral Taylor and stuff like that.
Oh.
But
Why
Yeah,
else go
good.
be here?
Hmm?
You gotta talk about the Grand Admiral tonight.
That's right, the man who's coming, or he's still coming, according to our banner,
He's still coming.
and
yeah.
not just me.
Thrawn's still coming. He's technically we can't have it can't change until he's came. Like he
Yeah,
hasn't come.
that's true.
He hasn't come yet. So Thrawn's coming. It's the same way. Like if you everyone hopefully had a good Easter and whatnot this weekend. But if you're like, hey, my mom's coming. Like mom's still like, hey, where's mom? Like we're
That's
about
right.
to eat.
She hasn't
You'd
came
be like,
yet.
mom's still coming. Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't say mom's came just because she's coming to dinner. So you gotta wait till they come over. So Thrawn is still coming. Maybe tonight we'll be reviewing it tomorrow, but maybe Thrawn comes today, and then we can say Thrawn came.
So
but,
why do you come?
What? Yeah, exactly. Gonna get that on there.
Welcome.
Taylor's gonna look at that. He's gonna tweet at Dave Filoni, welcome, or Filoni will tweet that out, welcome. But yeah, check out our Mandalorian reviews. Go to Patreon, become a Patreon producer. Oh, you got both of them on top of each other. Big thank you to Aaron Braden, April Darkness, Josh Wright, and Jack Grant for supporting us. Really appreciate it. And everybody else on Patreon, we really appreciate it. Right now, you can get you get all the X-Men retrospectives. You can get 2 exclusives we did last week. Soon we'll be doing another X-Men retrospective, and then next month Indiana Jones will be starting up, which is funny enough because that's what we're gonna be talking about tonight. So that'll be a fun 4 film retros. A lot of 4 film retros, like John Wick. I know that wasn't 3, but still 3, and then the 4th. And then Evil Dead we had 4, Indy 4, stuff like that. But then we get into Mission Impossible and Fast and Furious, which is the
Yeah.
7 to 8 big honking ones,
I was gonna say I feel like the 4 is a good cutoff point. Like sometimes I don't know. I love doing the retros, but I don't know, for some reason I feel like after 4 I start to lose some stamina. Maybe for it, especially if we're doing it like week back to back or whatnot. But I mean the ones that we have done that's gone past 4 have definitely been fun. But yeah, I'm happy with the 4 count.
Good selling point for the Mission Impossible ones for Kirkland Patzer. When I get past 4, I'm out of it. It's down as low. Don't care anymore. I just phone it in. Oh, yeah,
I just gotta
good
prep.
movie.
I gotta physically prep. We've had some time since those long retros, so I think that does help. But
Plus, our method's a little bit different. We take little breaks. We usually do like 2 and then take a month break and then do 2
Yeah.
and stuff. So they're like little platters and whatnot. But yeah, everything you need to know is down below. How to support us, find us. Everything you do for supporting this channel comes back to the channel. More content and goodies we can create. So big thank you there. Taylor Phil, where can they find that all?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us the internet connection in the search bar. GeekVerse.ca is our home base. GeekVerseCast is our Twitter. GeekVerse is our Facebook.
Colin says, Big Osh, how upset are you if he never comes, Taylor? Now, at least we know it's confirmed.
You
But
know, he's in the trailer, but they never put him in the show.
would you
Fuck.
would you be mad if they Cad Baned him? He's in one episode, then the next episode they kill him off.
At this point, I don't think I could ever be mad. I just to get him. Like that's
Okay,
it. I
what-
know he's gonna die. Like I know he's gonna die.
What if it's that shot in Ahsoka when he's walking behind, and all of a sudden Moff Gideon with Darksaber, kills him. Like it's not even 2 episodes, just 1 and done. And then Moff sits in his chair, and Moff Gideon's the big bad villain for the Mando movie.
he's
I
coming.
mean, it'd be Imperial, but like I'm going in knowing that Thrawn is going to die.
He's gonna come.
That he's gonna come. He's gonna die. That's it.
But I'm saying 1 episode. You just see the back of him get stabbed. That's it. Lars Mikkelsen's just there to act out his death
that's
scene.
one more episode than I've ever gotten of him in live action before, so I'll take it. I just need something.
Kirkland, this man's full of bullshit. He that
is.
review. If
can
we're on a
sniff it.
review, the first thing you see of Thrawn is just getting decapitated by Moff Gideon.
Taylor will be so pale. He'll have
Yeah.
nothing to say.
That's for our Star Wars. I
Might
suppose
quit
says
the Geekverse.
Thrawn will be coming for 4 straight months. Yeah, because when this ends, so what, we're in April, so May, June, July, August. Yeah, we're gonna get lots of. If he doesn't come during Mandalorian, there's gonna be lots of months of him coming. But I kind of hope he doesn't come in Mandalorian, so we just keep this going and stuff like that. You know.
It'll be a dormant come though, because people other than Taylor won't really be thinking about Thrawn coming.
But we'll keep reminding him. We should have like a little count. We should have a little ticker at the bottom,
The come
like you know,
counter.
like the Oppenheimer trailer that keeps
Oh.
ticking down. We'll just as the GeekVerse one, just like Thrawn's coming and like a countdown, and then just male orgasm sounds. You know, no, no female.
Yeah, the cum face.
Oh, probably lost some people already. Colin says if Thrawn doesn't show up in Mando, he'll be saying it until the next movie, aka 10 years. Oh man, that'd be a long time. So, yeah, Colin, he is in the trailer, but that's okay. We're gonna talk about that tonight. But funny enough, we're gonna talk about a different trailer first. We're gonna be talking about the Marvels, which dropped today. I guess I wasn't surprised at first when I heard the date. I was a little surprised. I'm like, right, I guess Guardians is coming up, so they want to attach that. Even then, it's just, I guess, what they could play with. Maybe some more showings Mario, but I guess Guardians. And even then in November, it feels like a long time, but I get it. You only have, yeah, because there's only Guardians now, and it got delayed all the way in November. So I hate saying this again. Guardians, I think I've said like 6 times in a row, is the last MCU before Captain Marvel. So technically it's just a teaser, I suppose. It is, but it's just like, it's that zeitgeist moment, right? It's in there. It's going to start playing in front of all the movies and everything like that. Probably not too much, I guess, because it is November, but it's a long time. But yeah, I like the trailer a lot. I agree with the sentiment that, you know, I suppose in the chat I put out and many other people, that this feels like a distinct kind of tonal shift. This feels very much like when we were getting those Thor Ragnarok trailers of, okay, they're doing something different. And I think the biggest thing I can say here is, again, I'm not trying to repeat what other people are saying, but just, man, Amon Belong looks like a fucking star in this thing, man. Like, I love Brie Larson. You know, I'm someone that likes her casting as Captain Marvel. I liked her and stuff before. I like, oh god, what's her name? It's Tiana. I can't remember. Is it Tiana Harris? I think her full name, who plays Monica Rambeau.
I'll
Yeah,
check
like
that.
I like her enough. Maybe I'll really end up liking her in this movie, but. I like her enough, but yeah, Amon just looks like every scene she's in already in just this trailer looks like she's stealing her facial reactions, like the way she emotes, everything. So I think it looks like a very fun trailer. I'm very curious again to see, because my prediction was, I think this definitely won't do $1 billion like the first one. I was like, how's it gonna do? And I was like, okay, I got to see this first trailer, and it looks like a very fun time, and I think you're gonna get a great chemistry connection here. I don't know. Because to me, this is something like, it doesn't look like it's Tiana Paris. Oh, I said Harris. Damn it, I was close.
You're close.
It doesn't. To me, I have enjoyed this more than like the Shazam trailer or the Blue Beetle trailer, but it also still doesn't look like an earth-shattering, like we've talked about before lately. Is like, hey, what's the GA gonna come out for? Like, what type of superhero movie they're gonna come out for? And I don't know. I'm not saying this. I think this one will do well, but I don't know if this is going to drive people to the theaters. I think this is a thing that if you're fans of the characters, you're going to go. But we're going to talk about this with the Mando movie in a second. It's one of these things like Miss Marvel. I think it was a proven like a statistic that it was the lowest rated Marvel show, right? So it's like you might have this fan base, but how big is this fan base? So I'm very excited to see how it does. I looked at this one, oh, it looks great. I think I'm gonna have lots of fun. I think it's just these three together. But I did look at it and go, okay, I also see a lot of people pick this as like a Disney Plus watch, you know, like, oh, I might move past this. So we'll see, because it doesn't look like there's gonna be a big threat. Doesn't look like it's gonna be connecting like Captain Marvel was to Infinity War and Endgame. Just looks like it's a good time with these characters, and how much pull these characters have, we're gonna find out come November. But the actual trailer I really enjoyed, Mr. Patzer.
Yeah, I agree. I saw this trailer and I thought this is just gonna be a fun time. I like all these actresses that are encompassing the the big three. So yeah, I'm excited to see just their mix up and kind of how they threaten these three super powerful characters. I know it's more about like the actual characters and having like their moments, but still, like they got to throw something at them, especially when you got someone like Captain Marvel. I mean, and Monica Rambeau, 'cause she's not quite the same power level, but like she's definitely got potential. And then obviously Kamala Khan is just getting superior potential, it seems. So I'm excited to just see how they challenge it there. But even if it isn't anything like too crazy for the villain wise, I think just having those three together, like you said, Travis, is going to be such a fantastic time. With like the Miss Marvel numbers for just stats wise on the show, I feel like everybody that did see that show said that the standout like was Kamala. So hopefully that word kind of got through the ethos for even like GA members that haven't seen like that show are still just wanting to find out more about that character. Also just like like the Brie Larson effect. I feel like if nobody's seen like any of the Disney Plus shows, I still think just having like Brie Larson on there with the Captain Marvel like attire and everything, it is enough to at least catch notice there. So I am kind of curious numbers wise how this does, because you did bring up a good point of just maybe comparing this movie to some of the other comic book movies that are coming out or have come out in the past. I think it would definitely kind of, I don't know, veer to the wayside. I don't want to say like slip through the cracks or anything, and like a lot of people are going to see this, but it just won't reach that $1 billion mark like you said the first one did, and it kind of surprised me because I forgot that this is supposed to be a Captain Marvel sequel. Technically, it's still kind of weird. It's a different title. It doesn't even have like Captain Marvel in the name, but whatever.
Yeah, and then it's one of these things where like I think there's still enough different audiences, but like the week before you got Dune Part 2, and then you get the Marvels, and then the week after the Marvels you got the Hunger Games prequel, which that to me is another test. Like I feel like Dune is fun, but I feel like there's so many. You got Saw 10, you got Hunger Games, you got the Marvels, and you got Aquaman. I feel like there's so many like sequels that are being tested this year, because I feel like Aquaman's the same thing. It's like biggest DC movie all time, but now it's in this bad situation where it's like, if you don't hit those numbers, you're a disappointment automatically, right? And I don't feel that way with Captain Marvel or the Marvels or Aquaman 2, but I do feel like they got to put up some good numbers. But I don't know. It's just because we saw it, right? We saw Ant-Man was one that people like. It still made a decent amount of money, but still a very smaller amount than some of these bigger Marvel movies. So enough people chose to skip it, and that was like the next big bad that was setting up Kang and all this stuff. And it was Ant-Man 3, and Paul Rudd was great in Endgame. So it's just like, I wonder. I at one point was on Marvel Alliance. I said that it was going to be
Questioning your own existence.
It was going to be the lowest Marvel movie at that point of this year, and then Ant-Man happened. That kind of rocked my expectations, and I still know that can happen, but I still somehow could see it. I don't know why. I just, even though this trailer looks like lots of fun, I could just see people. Dune's gonna be out. You got cinema happening and stuff like that. So
Saw.
It's just gonna be Saw big. Yeah, that's biggest movie of the year. You're gonna beat Mario. But yeah, I just find it very interesting that Captain Marvel and Aquaman are coming back to back, and there's just this general feeling of like, I feel like everyone feels like they're both gonna not fail, but just not do as well as the other ones, and maybe that's a sign of comic book stuff. There's a good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask that question. Like, you think if they labeled this like Captain Marvel 2, the Marvels or something like that, like, do you think that would have helped just getting people's like awareness on that is a sequel, or do you think it's a strategic reasoning for why they have just labeled it this way, because they're trying to get away from, I don't know, sequel exhaustion, if that's even a thing?
I don't think the title matters too much, but I do think if it was Captain Marvel, it might be a bit smarter. I don't know, but it's like, it's still the Marvels and she's all over, right? But it's just like,
right.
Again, I've been some of that. I always just hate that there's a character named Captain Marvel and there's the Marvel. Like, I don't like that it's a Marvel movie that's called the Marvels. Like, it's very like cheesy in my opinion. It's just very like self-promoting and whatnot. But I want to ask about this because SWF says all Saul has to do is clear Freddy. And then Colin says Freddy is going to crush Saw. What do you guys think? So it's opening the same day, the Five Nights at Freddy live action movie and Saw 10. What do you think is going to... And someone in the chat confirmed Five Nights at Freddy's, I think is it rated R or is it PG-13? Because that'll change my stuff. But Taylor, what do you think? You're a Saw fan. I think you're a Freddy's fan, right? You've played those games?
I played a few times. I played the VR with Ruben. That's actually on
I remember.
A classic, Rod or Not. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Classic.
Pull that out of the archive.
That is, yeah. So what was your question? What am I seeing?
No, well, I don't know. Let's see. It's releasing same. Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing as SBUBs though. That Five Nights at Freddy's is the same day on Peacock, so you could stream it right away. The age rating's still unknown. Okay, see that's the thing with Five Nights. If it's PG-13, then I give it to Five Nights because you got a bigger audience, even with the stream. But yeah, no, they're opening the same day, Taylor. Five Nights and Saw. So which one do you think would have bigger box office?
Oh my goodness. I do think the Marvels will probably take it over Five Nights at
What?
Freddy's. I think the Marvels could.
Saw 10. Saw 10 and 5 Nights. That's what we're comparing. I agree. I think Marvel's
We're
doing
comparing
better.
Saw 10 and Freddy's. I thought it was Miss Marvel and Freddy's. So what is releasing when here?
I literally set
It's
it
in
up
that
for
time
you.
frame.
I would fucking hope that the Marvels could beat Five Nights at Freddy's. If
So
they-
I'm right. I'm right then.
if
I'm
they
not
can't
wrong.
if they can't beat Five Nights at Freddy's, I will say superhero fatigue is actually here. Yeah, classic Taylor moment.
Then you heard it here. I'm making a
No.
statement.
No, that's later on.
You were
What's-
questioning it. You're like, I think it will. I think
Yeah,
it has the
he still
potential.
was questioning it. It wasn't even a hard like, oh yeah, what are you guys talking about? The Marvels. He's like, yeah, I think. Well, that means for a moment he thought Five Nights could beat the Marvels. Like just for a moment.
Hey, those kids.
I brought this up because SBubs and Colin, who were talking about this in the chat, Saw 10 and Five Nights at Freddy's, both horror properties, they're opening the same day. They're opening October, I think it's the 27th,
Risky
so a
move.
couple days before Halloween. So you got that. So what do you think would be bigger between Saw 10 and Five Nights at Freddy's?
This is the comment, right? That's the one.
What?
That's the comment, right? Releasing same day on Peacock. Important note.
It is. Five Nights is, yeah, you can stream, you could choose to sit at home and stream it.
Saw 10
How did-
has.
How did Spiral do, like financially? Sorry to interject there. But I'm just
It
curious
came
to
out in the middle of
boost
COVID
the
though,
guests.
right? And it's tough
Okay.
because we
Yeah,
didn't even
right.
Canada. We like in most places we didn't even get a theatrical release. So like it did all right, but it's like one of those we'd never really know because we were in such a weird situation.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
Fair
kind of murky. Jigsaw didn't. The one previous though, in non-COVID times, didn't do the greatest. So
Yeah.
because it was like a reboot.
Does that help your guess there, Taylor?
Freddy's over Saw for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Kirkland.
Marvels might beat Freddy's, but
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Freddy's
Not
over
Saw 10 though. Saw 10's gonna beat them all. $180, $180 million opening. Kirkland, you going Freddy's as well?
I think Freddy's. I think it's got that weird enough just like fans of the game that are just gonna like come out of nowhere. Cause like I remember being surprised one day I saw it in like either a Hot Topic something, but like they just had like Freddy's merch, but not even just for like older audiences. Like they had like kids
Yeah.
shirts, and obviously they're not blood and stuff, but like that character has just become like they got phone apps for it. Taylor was talking about the VR. Like I just feel like it has a lot of not to sound old here, but just like this generation, like it's really in their mindset, whereas maybe Saw is just that I don't know, maybe it's the older audience.
It's a relic. It's
yeah.
yeah.
They're not like too similar though, because it's not like Five Nights is like torture porn or anything.
No.
It's just jump
Well, we haven't
scares,
seen the
but-
trailer. Who knows? Maybe we'll change it up. Jump scare into the
Look at, like
torture
Evil
porn.
Dead 2013.
Yeah. People will run to the theaters to see the Return of Mana Young. I hope so. I'm somebody I definitely pick Five Nights because I'm just shocked we're getting a Saw 10, to be honest, because like the COVID one, okay, that's hard to explain. The one before didn't do the greatest. I'm very happy. I'm taking this as a send off. I think there's a reason why almost all the original cast is coming back. It's just like I think they're doing that to try and boost the box office, but I'm taking it as like, oh, we're getting one more ride with the OGs because I'm surprised we're getting Saw 10, and they're bringing Tobin Bell back, the guy who plays Jigsaw, like the main guy. He's been gone for a few sequels, so to me, this is their last chance to try and boost the box office. But I think they're gonna finally see that. I think most people were just done with Saw. You know, it has its core fan base. It's gonna make its $15 to $20 million opening weekend. It'll always make its budget back because they're cheap films. They'll make its budget back and then some, and maybe a little bit on VOD and streaming and stuff. But I think this will be the kicker. And you know, hey, if it ends with 10, I know what's going to happen. It's going to end with 10. We're going to wait 5 to 7 years, and then they'll reboot and they'll start over, which I think that's probably a better route to go with. This idea of Saw 10, you have to jump on board with 9 sequels. That's a tough pill to swallow. That's a lot of fucking Saw movies and stuff. But who knows? People like S-Bubs, he binged it this or past year, right, to get ready. So maybe people will have that idea of, hey, I haven't seen these Saw, like maybe, but I don't know. I don't think people are going to see Saw. So
Are they? it's so funny being just like a fly on the wall, and like I have not seen any. I think I've seen the first one a long time ago, so very murky
Yes.
memory. But just like hearing like saw 10, Tobin Bell, the original Jigsaw is coming back. It's like what the fuck happened to that guy? Didn't he die? Like
Well,
just-
they've
just-
converted it to prequel. It's a prequel.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense there.
So
I
it's
don't
like
know.
one of his Jigsaw adventures.
I put it off for so long. I feel like one of these days I'll have to, just because curiosity will get into my brain. You
Maybe
guys
this
keep
is the year.
Memeing about certain characters, so I feel like
Be
just
with
the
us for the
FOMO
finale.
is slightly hitting me there, but I feel like I would really have to space those apart just for my own mental fortitude.
We'll start now. There's 9
Can't
of
binge
them.
it like S-Pubs.
Hang on a sec. So we're it's I'll say mid-April, but we got April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Look at that. There's 9 movies. Like that's 7 months right there. That's
Okay.
tons of times to space them apart. He's not gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just kind of helping him out. So
It's a fun
aren't
challenge.
half them like prequels? I only just watched 3. They do this thing where it's like every movie's almost like a prequel sequel, where it's like it's a sequel, but then there's half the movie's flashbacks. So but. Let's get back to the Marvels. We'll take our first ad break, and then we'll pull up the trailer and break it down, and then we'll get to his thoughts because we just know that he thinks the Marvels would beat Five Nights. We don't know what he thinks about this trailer, so we'll be right back. And we're back. So Taylor Field, before we pull this up, what did you think of this trailer? Notoriously not a big Captain Marvel fan, but she wasn't nuking any planets in this trailer.
No, this trailer really worked for me, and I think it was the Kamala Khan especially in this. She was fantastic. She was making me laugh, and even like seeing Brie Larson back in the role as Captain Marvel was actually pretty awesome. Just remember the old guard. I'm a fan of the old guards, coming around in certain franchises.
She's been in 2 movies.
She's one of the old
She's
guards.
an
though.
old lady now.
Like, does she count as the old guard? She came in the back half, like the ending. She came in the 3rd act of the original MCU, like the Infinity Saga. Captain Marvel.
She's been around since the
90s,
the
right?
90s, yeah. I just remember the old guard. Nick Fury's pager.
Taylor's
I
old
guess.
guard is based on like chronological order.
Yeah.
We got a new
So-
character introduced in like the 40s.
So the Eternals is the old guard.
Oh no.
Oh god.
They're
No,
like the
they
Dawn
are-
Guard. They're the Dawn Guard, not even the old guard.
What is the dog guard?
It's the dawn of time. There's the Eternals.
Oh,
Fits.
Dawn. You said Dawn guard.
Dawn
Okay.
Guard. What do you think I said?
Dog guard. I'm
The
like, what
dog
does-
guard.
What does that even
Guard
mean?
the
He's the dog.
dogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the trailer it put out a very interesting story. I'm really intrigued to see what this superhero hijinks is going to be, and yeah, where this is going to fit in comparison to Secret Invasion. I'm really stoked to see more of the
What a tone
Saber.
shift for Nick Fury. Like
yeah,
the
well,
two
I feel like
trailers.
when you look at both trailers, I feel like this is very different stuff.
Nick Fury in the Secret Invasion, he's like, "This is the darkest moment of my life. I need to get all back." And this one, he's like, "What the hell's going on?" Like he's like,
Yeah.
it's completely flipped over. Which
I do feel though like the Earth should not be as in much jeopardy as we've seen it with that big ass Saber station in orbit above Earth. I feel like maybe they could be doing more to help people on Earth, but Earth
It's the new
is like
shield, man. It's terrible.
Saber is letting Earth get fucked.
their name's
Like-
Sword, by the way. I don't know who Saber is, but
Oh, I thought they were called Saber. What's
No.
fucking Saber?
those are the things Jedis and Siths use in the battles.
Or the Tooth Tigers.
I thought there was a company named Saber Industries or something.
Go,
Interesting.
Five Nights
Sabre,
at
yeah.
Freddy's.
Sword, but yeah, you think Sword would do something. So you're telling me this whole time Nick Fury was just hiding in the Sword base. In the trailer, it said Saber. Was that actually it, S-Bubs? Holy
Oh,
shit! I
man.
knew I saw Saber.
Saber is a
somewhere.
thing in Marvel, but I thought Sword was supposed to be the new Shield, or did
I
they
thought,
already?
I thought we saw that like for sure too. Like we saw the actual sword.
Well, they were in
logo.
WandaVision, but does that mean they're already done? Is Sword just already out because that they screwed that up?
Nick Fury fucked off, and yeah, I'm gonna make my own thing called Saber. So
It's
there
like
you
a
go.
fake station.
Has to be an
Get
S,
some more
though.
scrolls intervention.
So that's what I'm kind of. I mean, retroactively, I'm sure I won't get an explanation, but I just think, man, everyone. Oh, it's like in the first shot, it says Saber. Thank you, S-Bubs. Now, what does the Saber stand for? Like significant, alternative.
Centaur
Barrier.
Weapon Observation Response Division.
That's not Saber.
Hold up.
Oh,
Hold
yeah,
on. What
that's
letters
sword
did you use for that? I think the letter has to be at the beginning of the word.
No, they're just taking one specific letter from each word.
Division. I feel like you had me till Division. I heard that D. Like, wait a minute.
Saber may be replacing Sword in the MCU. We just got Sword. Like Shield was around for I guess it was only around for 2 phases, but yeah, it's just like another space science place and stuff like that. So yeah, they got to bring Hayward back. God, all right. Well,
Oh my
let's
gosh,
bring this
that was
trailer up.
okay.
See if there's anything specifically we want to talk
yes.
about here. So
We'll be
great
looking
looking
for
shot. I like the shot of the
Sabre.
space station. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
sound like Kirkland didn't. You know, it was like a
Saber.
Saber, I
Saber.
knew I saw
Okay,
it.
you're right there. So yeah, Saber's
The
there.
hell is
Points to
that?
Taylor. What the fuck? It's just- and we had seen this already from the Miss Marvel show, but I like this gimmick of every time they use their powers, they're gonna flip places.
I didn't know here at first that Monica Rambeau like switched bodies. So when Monica was just freaking out and panicking, it didn't click. Like, this is a very different character shift.
What if Nick Fury just shot her? You know, if I thought it was a different person, he just took out like a Glock and just blew her
He
away.
look- He
Through the
looks like
space
20 years
windshield.
younger.
Yeah,
than, like,
kills
than-
everybody. He shoots.
He looks so much younger than the secret invasion trailer. My
Yeah.
gosh, he's just so much less gray.
Apparently, he gets them just for men and from those scrolls. You know.
Yeah.
This is Avengers test. Very nice, you know, and then she lands on some planet here. We get to see some of her powers pop off because we were just seeing them at the end of WandaVision, obviously, and this was the scene for Miss Marvel. Big fan of this. Again, I like, we
Yeah.
talk about the Miss Marvel, but just her seeing all like the fan art and everything. So I think they're going to have a very good time with all these connections and them together. You got the family. You got Kamal Khan, and then they just give some exposition here.
She's
Whatnot.
so fantastic.
I like Monica's suit. It's like, I don't know. I like it,
Do
and
you?
I'm nah. Like it feels like it's almost there, but something's missing. You know, like
Oh,
you
bad
know.
pause.
I like this Captain Marvel. Like it just kind of looks like, you know, when Hot Topic sells like you have the superhero jackets and then you can go buy the hoodie version. Like that's
Yeah.
what it looks like. You know.
I literally didn't even realize it was her suit until like us talking about right now, because I just
And I don't
assumed
think
it
it's
was
her
like a
I don't think it's her
badass like
suit
biker
suit.
jacket or something.
Yeah, I think she's in another suit coming up, so I don't think it's
It
her
better
final
be.
form. Yeah.
Yeah, this
It
should
better
be
be.
depressing if that's the case, because I just thought it was like a jacket. I didn't even think anything of it up until this point. Will be
Could just be. Maybe it is. It just has her superhero logo and stuff.
it's very
so.
plasticky too.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Later on, Captain Marvel has a great suit coming up. I'm a big fan of it. This is good. You get the Flurkin back, and just just Amon's like reaction here. Now they have the
Yeah.
original Miss Marvel suit there, which is better. She gets a suit later on, which is not great. So there's a lot of switch up with suits here. Yeah, see
there's
that
a
one's
suit.
looking a bit better. That one's her
Whoa,
original
back.
one. Wow, Kirkland, it's pig.
Got the stunt double.
Yeah,
What do you
that
guys
one
think
looks
of this
better.
shot right here. Oh, that's a terrible pause.
She looks like she's becoming a saber, like the Power Ranger saber. You know.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
that
like the
looks better.
symbol.
Yeah, that looks good. I like it there. This is her CW costume. The MCU one comes later, and that's where lots of people getting lots of Thor Ragnarok vibes and stuff like that, which I can definitely agree with. Obviously, that scares some people because they don't want to kind of go full Taika and stuff like that. But hey, you know, if it breeds success,
Okay,
breeds success.
everybody's
you
got
know?
the same suit. It looks like. That's the
Okay,
long
there
one.
you go. So it's just
So
a saber
like
jacket.
A sabre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saber.
Okay.
So who's this man?
I don't know.
Is he
So
one of
go
the Dawn
back-
guards?
Go back. He's just he's probably gonna
Ooh.
be like cannon fodder. That girl with the hammer, she's the main villain. But yeah, that suit to the left of Brie Larson, damn, that's a really good Captain Marvel suit.
To
I
the
love
left
how
of
like
Brie Larson. I don't
Did
see
I say-
anyone there.
oh yeah,
To
okay.
the left of Brie
Oh,
Larson.
her
To the
left.
left of Monica Rambeau. I love it's just very simple, but I love the logo. How it's just like big like that, you know, it's GV big. So I'm a fan of that costume. It just looks very sleek. It reminds me of it's not the exact same, but the colors being a bit muted, it reminds me a lot of Captain America's like stealth suit from Winter Soldier. He didn't have the logo being bigger. So love her suit. I like Monica's suit. Not a fan of Miss Marvel's suit, the upgrade they gave her. I liked the original. This one just looks, I don't know. It just again kind of looks like a store bought. So I liked the one
Yeah.
from the show, and the one from the show is at the beginning of this trailer. So I don't think
Yeah.
this is an upgrade for her. But Captain Marvel, that looks great. Looks warrior type, you know.
Yeah, since they all have like kind of different suits, I guess Monica Rambeau could keep that one for a little bit longer. Like it could be one of those things where just for this battle they kind of have different gear. I kind of hope, because I'm personally not sold on maybe not sold. That sounds a little harsh, but I like Captain Marvel's the most, meaning Brie Larson's. But even then, it's not like my favorite I've seen. But I do like your comment comparing it to the like Winter Soldier, kind of like less poppy colors. So
Yeah.
that's cool to see. And then Monica's, I don't know, it's the same thing for your comment of like the other one. Like it just seems store bought and like very plasticky and clean. I don't know. We need some like bloody torn up suits like Toby had in Spider-Man 1.
Oh, we
Those are
might
getting
get
a
there.
little bit too cosplay-y.
That's looking like the comics, you know. That's the thing
Yeah.
sometimes, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think, Taylor? You like these? You caught
I
one of
think-
these Black Series?
Oh, Black Series. Well, they have the Marvel's Legends figures, and I've been eyeing up, waiting for that Ghost Rider figure. But he's like, you'll probably see these variants, like costumes variants, popping up in those figures very, very quickly because usually they're pretty on point and popping them out fast. But I'm not gonna buy any of these.
Going back there for a second, Kirkland?
Well, you wanted me to pause over here for some reason.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I think Taylor was like, "Who's
just
that
the
guy?"
suits.
And I was like, "I don't know. He's some. He's
Yeah,
gonna be
That
some-
guy, yeah. Who is the man? Because he's
we're
apparently
back
he seems
here.
like a big time like kind of villain or something, doesn't he?
Big. He seems like a big time villain.
Look
like
who
a
he's
BTS
leading. He's
member.
leading like
he
the
has like
the
1 second frame.
the
shot in the
elvish
trailer.
people. Look at them though. Is this like another Namor villain or like what are we dealing with
Some
here?
Rings of Power, season 2.
yeah.
That's Sauron, Taylor.
No, I don't know. There's a lot. Even the Captain Marvel villain that's in here, I don't even know much about her. So I'm more weaker on the Captain Marvel stuff. I've never read too much of that, and I feel like characters keep popping up. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard of that, but you know.
There you go, Fanboy Clay. I caught it now. Thank you.
There you go.
I don't have Dylan here to remind me.
So is this gonna be a bunch of Flurkins? You think those cats? And then actually go back a little bit the frame. You can see when Monica uses her power. Very cool shot in the trailer. They're fighting, and while she's fighting, she transports places. See, look at this. You'll see. Go back.
Where we're
So
going.
yeah, now go for it. Oh yeah, see, look at this.
Whoa.
It was Kamala Khan. She uses the power, and then turns into Monica Rambeau. So
She just died.
She's lucky that Monica didn't just like appear right into the beam and just get
that
like,
would've sucked.
Why'd you
Shut up.
switch?
I think that's gonna lead to some very fun fight scenes. I think this is probably gonna be a final battle thing, but I
Yeah.
think that's gonna lead to some good stuff. So yeah,
And Brie Larson had like a melee weapon there too. That's pretty cool.
she did. Yeah, the Marvels coming out in November, so we'll see what it does. We'll see how it is.
Do it.
The promotion has just started now. So anything else in the Marvels?
Nope.
All right, let's get into. So this is kind of like the Star Wars Celebration Part 2. So we're gonna get into some details on the films and stuff like that, some details on plots and other things that come up. But we're gonna start with the films just because there's like some updates with them, and we haven't got Kirkland's opinion. So Kathleen Kennedy also did a big article. She was saying she did with a variety, and they were just asking her different questions and whatnot. They asked her, which they did have a panel. They asked her about Obi-Wan season 2, and she pretty much just said it's not off the table, but it's not something that's currently being worked. But at Celebration, Ewan McGregor was really like, "Would you want more?" And the crowd cheered. So I thought we were gonna get it. We didn't, but I bet that'll still happen at some point. And then some other notes. Let us fuck.
It's like Morbius, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Then fuck.
it's just a bunch of kids in Star Celebration. Ewan McGregor gets canceled. I should do the Matrix thing. And then he gave, of course, just, Ryan Johnson, very busy guy. You know, when he comes back, I'd love to work with him. We'll see him one day. Yeah, okay. Taika, very interesting comment. So he was not part of these 3 films. So they asked her about Taika, and she said that Taika is writing the script. And he's writing it alone. He wants to be left alone because he has a certain process and stuff like that.
Fuck off.
So, and then she says he's going to turn the script into her. So, again, one of these weird things where they just announce stuff, and what if she thinks the script is shit and they never make this movie? Like, I feel like you want the script beforehand, but that didn't happen. And then a few of these in this world will probably throw to Kirkland first once he's fully closed there. But they announced the Filoni Mando movie. They announced the James Mangold First Jedi movie. And then they announced the new Jedi Order Rey sequel one. Not too much about those other than the Rey sequel one looks like that Kathleen Kennedy said that's the one they've gone furthest along, and that's the one. There's that date in 2025. That seems to be the one that we're gonna get first, is the new Jedi Order one. The Mangled one, kind of a couple years from now, because he's working on the Bob Dylan movie. And then they said the Mandalorian one is 6 to 7 years away. So if you didn't think you're getting more TV shows, you will be. So Kirklin, I want to throw to you because I threw a bunch of there. You don't got to answer it all and stuff like that. But what did you think? Obviously, it's a very tepid place we are in the Star Wars world right now as far as these films and stuff like that. But what did you think of these three? And then what do you think about any of these news bits we got from since the weekend?
I think it was like a brighter spot in just kind of the Star Wars news cycle as of late. It's not like the brightest spot. It's not like I'm like the first time that we saw that like big Disney slate. We were all just freaking like, who's coming next? Like we were just all ready to go.
We're coming.
Super, yeah, we were super fired up. I didn't really get that, but still, I definitely felt the more positive vibe in the ethos, at least from what I was checking, and especially just having like, I think Daisy Ridley on there. That was a big question mark character that in my eyes, it kind of seemed like wasted potential, just not doing anything with her after that trilogy. Because no matter what happens, like, say what you will about that trilogy, I think her character and her performance is something that people can take as a positive. Maybe more so for the performance. Some people do have issues with just the the where she is, where her parents should have been, who she should have been. Fucking like Morpheus, Morbius, Morpheus. I got all the names mixed up. But yeah, so I think all that stuff was good, and it's cool to just kind of have like a slate, for lack of a better term, but just like that visual graph of actually like Disney, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, whatever it is right now, like actually addressing like a chronological order of events. That was cool to see. I feel like I didn't get too juiced up on just the projects because of just what's been going on as of late, and like if they make announcements, like I just don't really believe them anymore until it actually happens. I think like for a lot of Star Wars content specifically wrapped around like Ahsoka stuff, or maybe like other Rebels things that I'm not too familiar with, so I was very much in just, I don't know, out of my wheelhouse watching like the Ahsoka trailer, and like just seeing people's buzz about it was really cool. But that was one of those things where I'm like, oh, I'm lacking the knowledge on the actual content here. Yeah, who the fuck's this? Like what's on that guy's back of the head? Like, who's this guy? Where's this guy going? But it was still just cool to I think be in a more positive side on Star Wars, because I love Star Wars. I definitely want there to just be constant good content for Star Wars to be happening, but that really hasn't been the case too much as of late. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this was a pretty good conference. I didn't like follow the whole thing. I just kind of like caught up on a little recap or whatnot. So yeah, but all in all, I think it's a thumbs up moving forward, but like a cautious thumbs up. Like I'm wise enough and have been heartbroken enough to not just put all my chips in their basket because of a pretty positive showing. I'm still gonna wait and see what happens, but it was funny. Just I don't know, seeing Kathleen on there and just thinking about all the Taylor rants throughout the years, all the red eye thumbnails of just her up there. And
didn't you hear she won him back after last week's Mando? You put that in the Discord. Remember, Kathleen's all forgiven.
I don't remember, so that's news to me.
Have you watched Mandalorian yet, Kirkland?
No, I haven't. I'm back to back in.
Okay, I can't wait to get your thoughts on.
You'll hear them.
Yeah. So if these movies, all three of them happen, rank them from most excited to least, the three.
So what are the three? We got.
So you got the new Jedi.
That did Logan, right?
Yeah, James Mangold. He's not doing.
James Mangold.
Yeah, he's doing Indy as well. He's doing. You don't know that? Do you know that for sure nowadays? You don't. He could be going by something else.
Good point. Yeah, you caught me.
So yeah, you got the James Mangold set 25,000 years before Phantom Menace. It's covering the first Jedi. So there you go, Dawn of Jedi. And then you got the new Jedi Order, which is 15 years after Rise of Skywalker, with Rey building a new Jedi Order. And then you got the Mandoverse movie, which is going to be like a Defenders, Avengers type, a culmination of all the shows. So I imagine Ahsoka, Boba Fett, and Mandalorian, maybe some others, but those are the three at least. So
yeah, I'll do Dawn of the Jedi first. Was hype, just because of I don't know too like, and yeah, like that's the 25,000 years in advance. I don't know too much about like I mean there has been like legends novels or whatever, and I
Has there
feel
about
like
the first Jedi? Has that have that?
yeah,
has
well,
there?
like
Are you
there
making that
Talked
is
about that. Like I mentioned, there's comics and stuff that talk about like when they first discovered
comics, yeah.
hyperspace travel and all that, and like
Yeah, but
first
is there
learning
a
Jedi
story?
powers.
Is there a story
And
that feature like went around the first
There's
Jedi?
some very loose stories that go around it, yeah, but it's
yeah,
not
like
canon.
I heard something about like this race that was collecting just like basically force sensitive, even though that's not what they knew it was at the time. Took them to this place. If they're force sensitive, then it's good. They get to stay. But if they're not, then they have to go away. So it's like a good emotional tie there. And again, I'm totally not going to go deep into this because I don't know enough to really speak about it too much. But I heard something about there's like two very specific, like a light side of the force area that if you're too dark, like you would go there to try and balance. Like it was just very set around balancing. And I think that ties into like the symbol having like a light side and a dark side, which is really interesting because that's a complete different take than like what the prequel era Jedi always did, right? Because it was like balancing the force. But that's not true balance. All they were doing was like you have to be completely good, can't be fucking
No,
anyone. Like you have to be.
Balance. It's true balance.
Topic for another day, but I just like that aspect of like this is when it very like first started, and because it is set so far from like the current events of Star Wars, at least where we are in the timeline, you can compare it to the before the Battle of Yavin, whatever order you want to say. I just feel like there's potential for it to be very very weird and different from like other Star Wars that we've seen. That's what I would want and what I would expect, just because it is so separated from that time. High five.
So
Throw it to you.
yeah, exactly. No, not that bounce. No, my just because I wanted to throw this at you because my preference was I put that last because this is other than James Mangold because I love Logan, so I'm gonna let him do whatever he wants. But my worry is, and don't you think there's a potential worry of if you bungle that story, it's like the first Jedi. Like there's always
Yeah.
that worry of like sometimes don't reveal the secret. You know, like when we talk, I use this example on the stream when me and Taylor talk about like when you get horror movie monsters and then they do like the origin of it. And you're like, oh, like I'm sorry, maybe people disagree. Look at Vader to me. That to me is my biggest example. That's why I don't love Vader as much as I used to, because you get those prequels with Annie and Hayden just being whiny and the motivations being poor and lame. I feel like not everybody, but a lot of people, with myself included, you look at Vader a little less now. I think that's hard to do with the Jedi, but that's why I've always been worried on doing the first Jedi story, because it's just like, how do you nail that and make everyone happy? I feel like that's such a tough one to hit a home run on, you know, but it's big. They got a good guy for it, you know.
Yeah.
Good director.
No, you not a dude. You bring up some good points for sure. I like something with the whole midichlorian thing. Like that's something I've just never really loved. And in my mind, it's just something I don't focus on too much.
Because they try to explain the Force, and you're like, don't do that. Don't explain the Force. It's a it's a magic.
You do bring up good points, but like I still think that they could nail it. And even if they don't nail it, they hit the target in a really good spot, and they leave it somewhat ambiguous. So it's not fully like this is the rules, but they just set out like a nice little. Just a nice little, I don't know, painting that could just, it could be very broad strokes and not go too deep in the weeds of like, this is the specific tendency you have to follow to actually be forward. Like, I don't want stuff like that. I just want like, this is what this is, this being the Force, and like just how they kind of respect and like channel that entity, which is the Force. I that's kind of what I want from it, because it is my number one. Obviously, like expectations are there, so they could very much disappoint, but I don't know. I'm okay to be heartbroken again. I always got my legends, I always got my own head canon that I can take from it. And then next after that, I would put the Daisy Ridley, Dawn of the Jedi, or
New Jedi, New Jedi Order,
Dawn of the New Jedi Order.
They're all and then Dawn of the Mando.
Yeah, I feel like that could just like this is them having the opportunity to do kind of like what Legends did with like the Luke starting of the Jedi Temple, and I don't know, I really like Daisy Ridley, so I do want to see that. I do want to see Rey at like the height of her powers, that like where we ended off with her at the end of the saga.
15 years later too.
Yeah, so she's gonna have some grays, potentially a little bit of wrinkles.
Just beard like Luke. She's just like, they make her a hermit too. I tried to make an order and it failed. You're like, oh. Fuck.
Oh
no! Make an order.
Yeah, we're going in circles. Better not go that route. But I want to see that wise Rey kind of with her own like teaching style and spin on like what she thinks is the important things to pass on to the Jedi way. I am excited to see that. Again, it could go south very very easily, but I've heard only good things from like the Luke Jedi Temple things starting that one. So hopefully they nail it with that. And then my last one would be I don't remember what it was. What was
the
Mando.
Mandoverse. Yeah.
If this season was really just killing it, I probably would have had that higher. But I don't know. Maybe I'm not alone with that sentiment.
Well, that's what's so interesting. Of like one already announced in this movie, which I said on our cast that it's bold to do a TV show and its finales are going to be in the movies and stuff like that. So that's fine. That I'm excited to see as an experiment how that works box office wise. You know, like to watch it's people talk about the MCU. It's like it's different now where it's like this is TV shows and watching all these. So now I guess it kind of makes sense that they did the Boba and or the Grogu and Boba thing because it's just gonna be one big like all of them are just one big story leading to a movie. I guess like you have to watch them all. I still don't like it, but still, it's interesting now. I already like them announcing it now, and it's definitely because I can't remember when. I don't know what episode it came. There's 2 other facts about Mandalorian. Like it again, mid-season, it's dropped another 25%, so that's not good. And then one of the other episodes that came out the past, like we had, I think it was episode 3 that was like the lowest watched episode of all time. And then whatever these past 3 weeks, another one was like the second lowest. So like it's not picking back up. It's people are dropping off. So it's very interesting. Like this is the time you're announcing a movie. Now hopefully Ahsoka comes out in a few months and kills it and gets that hype and it can kind of revive it. But for me to, and I get it because production and everything like that, but now when they said the 6 to 7 years, because they didn't say that when they first announced it, they just announced the movie and Filoni was directing. Already you got Mando that's having its lowest ratings, and you're telling me now the movie's going to close off in 6 to 7 years from now. I do believe this movie's going to happen, but I do also even more so worry of like what's going to be the return of investment on this thing. You know, like what is how well is this thing going to do? And now it'll scare them off from doing any movie finales. But 6 to 7 years, that's a lot. You know, like Taylor, did that scare you at all? 6 to 7 years, like from because that's like. And the good thing is, like, if we got this season, right? We got Ahsoka, and they already confirmed Mando season 4. So I imagine that could be 2024, 2025. That new Daisy Ridley movie comes out in 2025. That it's assumed right now. So what does that take us to? That's about 2 years from now. And then what? Another 5 to 4 years from that? And that would be 2029 to 2028 to 2030, we'll say. So I'm hoping Kathleen's kind of like exaggerating a little bit with that timeline, because if not,
she needs to space them out so they'll renew her contract again. That's how it all
but
works.
she also needs to make sure these things are hits, you know.
Yeah.
So the 6 to 7 years, Taylor. You got anything to add on that?
It's gonna do more than Saw 10 there, Travis.
I don't know. No,
I think it'll beat the Marvels. Or no, the
I'll take
Freddy's.
that back. I don't know. Yeah.
6, 7 years. That's a very, very long time. But I imagine that, Bob Iger's whispering these sweet nothings into the team.
Well, he's gone he's gone in a year and a half, so he won't be there.
Oh, he always
It's a pre-recorded message.
Like
Little
Palpatine.
R2D2 unit with his voice.
Well, he's like in Battlefront 2. After Palpatine dies, he sends those droids out, and they're like Palpatine-like droids, and they're like giving out orders. That's what Bob Iger's doing.
My question is, like, how does this
Deep
thing
cut.
go? If, like, Mando is doing its lowest ratings, and how does this go now? You got a movie that's not even like, oh, it's a couple years away, so it's like, doesn't matter, the ratings are low, like, we're going to cap it off here soon. If it's that far away, that's, like, how do you... That's tough to sustain if the show right now is having literally its lowest year and 25% drop offs and stuff like that. Like it's hitting the dirt right now.
It is, and I think that's where they need to, again, stop using Mandalorian as a crutch. And I wish I could be a fly on the wall and kind of see what this dilemma is going on in the writer's room, because I do feel like there's a little bit of creative power struggle control going on right now. And while I've enjoyed everything in the season, but again, it's definitely not going to be for everyone. So they need to spice it up. They need to get a little bit more variety in there. I think when Andor season 2 comes back, that'll definitely market to a select group. It's not going to be a saving grace, because again, that show still isn't like
That's the lowest Star Wars one.
water. Yeah,
And that's
but it
not leading to
definitely-
anything. Its finale already happened with Rogue One, right? They don't really need to
Yeah.
worry about that.
No, they don't. But I do think they need to get something on the big screen. I think ultimately that's what people want. That would bring people in to the theaters. That would bring people in and be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go on Disney Plus and check out some of this other Star Wars because I got Star Wars in the brain. Like for you, Travis, I saw like the news about Rey returning. What'd you do? You went and watched Star Wars movie with Rey, Force Awakens.
Or were
I think that's
were you watching me through my window or something like that? What's going on?
I was under the couch.
He was the fly on the wall.
That's the fly on the wall. Yeah.
Oh, me and Emily apologize then if you're under the couch.
There's a few things that I just think that they need to capitalize on because it's going to have that aesthetic where people are going to want to go.
But again, I booted up Force Awakens. I didn't boot up Mando. I was like,
I know,
I'm
but
in the Mando
that's where
mood.
if you were to drop that Mando movie, then I think it's going to get people tempted. Like, you know what? I want to watch
Let's
more
go to
adventures
Boba.
of
But no.
Mandalorian.
That's not my. Okay, yes and no. That's great if the movie comes out and gets people to go watch them. But the thing is, like, in the meantime, the show still has to do it has to do well. Like they got to get these numbers up and stuff
Oh,
like
it does.
that, right?
And
Like
that's where again too, like going
season 4 is got to be a banger. They better come out guns blazing next year whenever
the
it
whole
drops.
fly on the wall thing.
Grogu's
here,
gonna
like
be back, Travis.
Oh, great.
The whole fly on the wall thing, like they need to just buckle up and just start having a linear path because I should go back and see like how much like kind of conflict of interest there was in like the first 2 seasons because I feel like it was pretty like a Dave Filoni Favreau thing going on, but like this season I didn't realize it, but just Filoni's attached to 2 episodes. In
But
writing,
it also
that's
could be tough though with him doing Ahsoka. So I know that's a tough thing with these things. We can look and be like, oh, there might be a power struggle, but you also look at it just be like, well, he's doing Ahsoka, and I think the rumor is he wrote every episode of Ahsoka. I think Katie was saying that to me. And then if he's directing a movie, obviously he's probably working on that too, right? So it literally could be nothing. It literally could be, even though the person that did get these scoops right of the Filoni movie and the 3 Star Wars movie that put them out there, he was the one that said that Favreau and Kennedy were having issues, not Favreau and Filoni. It was Favreau and Kennedy. And Filoni wasn't a part of any of the issues. It was just more, again, we talked about this. The rumor was that Kennedy wanted Grogu back and Favreau didn't. It was a big touchstone to the falling out that they had. And I think if that's true, then Favreau was probably right in the end because it didn't matter. Grogu did shit. Grogu did shit all for the ratings coming back. He's not as big as a ratings juggernaut as we thought. He might sell those teddy bears and whatnot, but yeah, and then I wanted to address something that S-Bubs, he said, if Next Goal is poorly received, then it's Joe over for Taika. It's tough because like I know people I get that, right? Because Patty, Wonder Woman, comes out and bombs, and Kathleen and crew ditch her. You're probably right, but the weird thing is like I know lots of people look at Thor: Love and Thunder as like oh man, he dropped the ball because lots of people don't like the movie, but it's like it doesn't matter. It's like a critically rated audience score and it's if you look at Variety, they're doing it like the most profitable movies of last year, and it was like number 9, so it's still a big win, and I think Next Goal wins will still be fine. So but I also don't think the Taika movie's happening. I don't think that's happening. I still don't think the Johnson movie's happening. I don't know, it's just weird that again it's even if it is, it's just weird practice to be like he's writing the script right now and she hasn't seen it at all. It's just like I guess it's just a pitch, and if it's just a pitch that's fine, but like keep that behind closed doors. Don't talk about that. Like it's just odd. It's just very odd.
That's where Taika is right now, Travis. He's behind closed doors, making this masterful script.
No, the rumor
Doesn't
is
wanna be
he's directing Akira first. That's the rumor.
Okay, never mind then.
Which a lot of people aren't happy about that either. I've never seen Akira, but they just don't want him to throw.
Akira's
Ragnarok
phenomenal.
out. Do you think Taika's the guy for it?
That
humor?
I could see it done well. Not
That wasn't
high
that.
percent
There's a
chance.
question mark at the end of that.
Yeah, that was a question mark.
Technically, Ray was supposed. S-Bub says technically Ray was supposed to be 20 in Rise of
Yeah.
Skywalker. So 15 years later,
I was
she'd
laughing
just
at
be the
that.
Daisy Ridley's age by the time the movie comes out. Hey,
That's
that
why
works
they
out
chose
perfectly,
that.
though.
Yeah, that's why they chose that date. Probably 15 years
Probably,
later.
yeah, 15 years. That's a good.
I still want to
like-
see Grays. I still want to see Grays on there. Some crow's feet. I want to see like a
I
stressed
don't
Ray.
crow's feet. No. I don't want to see that picture going around, right, Taylor? You saw that Photoshop picture of Ray pregnant. Remember, she's on Tatooine. Have you seen that, Kirkland?
She looked
It's
like
just like-
me.
It's pretty much almost. It's pretty much just her robe. Like she's in her garb from Force Awakens, and it's just like a big old belly out and stuff like that. I
Is it
want
good
it.
Photoshop or is it just look?
It's one of
sloppy?
those that makes it looks like it's like behind the scenes, like it's someone took a screenshot somewhere. Yeah, but it's
okay.
not because they haven't started filming the movie. It's like Taylor the whole week being like, maybe they'll show us a trailer at the movie panel. It's like, what? They're not going to show us any movie trailers. Not filming anything. We did get Ahsoka, but
And apparently, I'm on the Star Wars topic. Apparently, I heard an Acolyte teaser was shown.
we're gonna get there.
Just-
We're gonna get there. Calm down.
Okay,
Don't
I
jump ahead.
I didn't
They
want
showed
us to
everything,
miss it.
Kirkland.
Don't jump.
Didn't want us to miss it.
yeah. But anyway, so because I want to ask a few things to Kirkland that we talked about, and we're gonna ask him after this next ad break. And we're back. So Kirkland. So two big I guess there's three kind of big characters I'd bring up that if you'd see in the Mando movie, because it's happened in the shows. Do we get a deep fake Luke Skywalker?
Oh yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
God, if he showed up in the show.
I love
Come
that
on.
the entire internet is just like, yeah, he's gonna do it. He's gonna fucking do it. You've seen that meme, right? Of like Filoni can do the worst scene imaginable in Star Wars history, and it's like it's the
No.
deep fake of Luke, Harrison Ford's deep fake from Indy, and then Leia from Rogue One, just saying like they could. Everyone that
okay,
won
yes,
that,
I did see that,
everyone
yeah.
that won the trio shot, like we'll get it in this movie. Them deep fake.
You'll
I
get
don't
that
think.
Han Leia sex scene, but they'll be like CGI.
Whoa. I don't think we're gonna
It's
get
porn
that
stars.
for sure. It's rated R. Like, why is it R? And just like, and then like, I think the Luke thing's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. You're gonna see him
agree.
pop off. I don't think he's gonna have a big role, but I think they're gonna do it. And we talked about that. Okay, so next one. Do you think because he said he's done with Star Wars, does want anything to do that? Do you think they're gonna get Boyega back for the new Jedi Order?
I thought you were gonna say Harrison Ford. No, they're not getting Harrison Ford.
I didn't think they got him back. They got him back for Rise of Skywalker though. They killed him off
True.
and still got him back. So I
That was the
and-
send off though.
And that man's playing Red Hulk. I honestly believe if you pay the man enough, he'll come back. I legitimately, I think if they did the Mando movie and they were to pay him amount he'd be happy with, he'd come back to do the deepfake Harrison Ford. I have no doubts about that anymore.
Yeah.
Now that he's Red Hulk, he's for sure just taking the paychecks. I think.
Yeah, he's probably bored. What else is he gonna do? With
Crash a plane.
Boyega, I'm not too like well versed in like the whole shebang. I just know he had a falling out with
He's a
Disney
Star Wars fan again.
over
He's
some.
happy to be a fan
Is he?
again.
Is
Yeah, but
is
he
that
says
words
he's
from his
done.
mouth?
He says he's done.
But he's a Star Wars fan. Like that was
Yeah.
actually said lately.
I don't know about that. I don't talk to the
Okay.
guy.
Like fuck, was this when he was trying to get the job to be Finn? He's like, yeah, I'm a Star Wars fan. Some old quote. I don't know. I feel like if it's a good pitch and he is like still, I don't know, he wants to work with Daisy Ridley and like all these factors, I could see it, and like he does like the people that he's working with. But like if it's one of those things that he just is so fucking done working with Disney because of whatever went down, then I think no. I don't know too much about that ordeal, so I'm kind of I would kind of coin flip, I guess, for my pick there, because I don't know. I would want to see him with Daisy Ridley for sure, because we always were talking about him learning
yeah.
from her, and like just that's some great content for sure. And I always love those two's chemistry on screen. So my want is yes, I do want it, but like if it's like pulling teeth for him to have to deal with these people again, I don't know. Like just focus on other things, but. It is a good
remember-
opportunity too. It's probably the biggest project he's ever done, Star Wars.
Oh yeah, for sure. You remember how in Rise of Skywalker they made him a Jedi and they teased the whole movie he's gonna tell Rey, and
Oh,
then the
yes.
movie, which was now we didn't know this time because Rey's back, thank God. But at that time was gonna be the last time we ever see these characters, and he never told Rey. They just left that there. Like, no, I'm just not gonna say anything there. And you're like, wow, okay, cool.
It's a dark
So they
spot
just
on
kill his
Star Wars
character
history.
off.
No,
Like,
I
Finn
think
was gonna
he's
tell me something, and he got shot one day. I'll
In
never
an
know what
alley.
it was.
no.
He's trying to buy death sticks.
I'm Rey. I'm Rey. Right? He didn't tell Rey, and he didn't tell her in Rise of Skywalker, right?
No,
No.
they had like a mutual kind of like, I know.
Yeah, but we didn't get it. But okay.
Mm.
So here's the big one, Kirkland. Do we see a young, or just whatever, it doesn't matter what age, current age, do we see Mr. Adam Driver, Ben Solo himself?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I'm gonna say no.
Really?
Yeah. Just because I had to put my chip somewhere, I would want to see it. I feel
So
like it
not
would
even
have
as
to
a
be.
Force Ghost visit.
Yeah, that I could see it, but my heart still says no. I don't know. I don't want to get too excited, so I'm gonna say no. Hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, calling it the same thing, saying he's dead though. But no, I think so. There's three things that I want. Obviously, one, the main one's like, okay, I guess just the Force Ghost. I'll take it. I think it's 100% gonna happen. I think they'll get him back for a
Shirtless.
scene. Yeah, sure. That's all Ray things. But hey, again, my pitch in Rise of Skywalker. Remember when Luke did something? Oh, right, Luke caught the lightsaber. They showed that Force Ghosts can touch. So my theory is they're still fucking in the afterlife because they can touch each other. So that's all good there. I think for sure that's gonna happen. I think they'll keep that a secret. They won't announce that. 2, I honestly wouldn't care if they just retcon he was alive. There was like a C-tier scooper that said that they wanted Adam Driver back and not like in like a ghost role, like they want him like back, like willing to like retcon stuff. I'd be completely fine if we retcon a bunch of episode 9 stuff and they just find a way. Because my cheat is, remember, he like disappeared. When he dies, he disappeared, but we didn't get to see his Force Ghost. The same way Vader disappears in Jedi, but then later on we see his Force Ghost, right? We never see Solo. We never see Solo's Force Ghost, right? So he could just be somewhere. And then my third pitch
Does
is
he
still
just
always
inhabit like one of Snoke's like clone bodies?
no. I have a whole. They're gonna do it now. They're gonna steal. I had a whole treatment written on how you could do that and stuff like that. But I feel like something to do with Force spirits and stuff. As Luke Skywalker fucking says, no one's ever really gone, right? And then 3, they're not gonna do it. But like I said, I do want the Reylo baby. I want that he touched her stomach when he brought her back to life. They've done fucking. How was Anakin Skywalker born? Just by a miraculous like Jesus Palpatine sort of. All like Star Wars has already set up that shit happens. So as I've said before, I would just love. My pitch has always been that she has this new Jedi Order. She's trained a bunch of students, and one of those students has a bunch of long dark hair, male or female. They don't say anything. They don't acknowledge it's Rey and Kylo's kid for a while, and that could be a great twist. And she didn't say shit because she wants to protect this kid. And because one of my favorite things that they did in the books, this is what I keep pitching to people, that they didn't do in the movies, is a bunch of people turned on Leia when they found out that she was Vader's when they found out that she was Vader's daughter, and a bunch of people are like, I'm not trusting you at all. So I would imagine the same thing of like, you think a bunch of people are going to want to work and train with the kid of Kylo Ren? No. So you would keep that secret. It's not going to happen all, but I would fucking love that. And that to me would be a great way of like, imagine a scene of Rey and the kid talking to Force Ghost Ben Solo, and that's how he's seeing his son or daughter. There's just so much, there's buckets and buckets of potential, but they won't do that because Reylo's too controversial, and they're just going to make Rey training, Go ahead, Taylor.
I was just thinking of just the way Kylo Ren was talking to Rey when they were Force communicating, like, you're nothing. Just they're talking Force Ghosts to Adam Driver like, you're nothing to his son or whatnot, just shit talking him.
Wow, that's very mean. And I am on the bandwagon that I want, whether it's Sith or the bad guy, because we've not really gone in the movies. We should get a female villain this time. We've not gone to that.
We got
you
that.
were getting me
Episode
excited
9.
by saying like the Reylo child being a male or female. I just want more like female protagonist Jedis or Sith users. I feel like that's just it's I don't know. We got a couple of females now, but I want to see, like you said, evil females. There we go. That's easier for me to say.
Yeah, now who knows what's on there? I think we all kind of agree that Grogu's probably going to be on this council because it's 95 years. So he'll be 95 years old, and I think they said Yoda was a master at 99. So there's that separation there.
Still be a plebeian.
Yeah, I would love it if we get High Republic action tier. If we get a Wookiee that was, a Jedi, that'd be great. Not Chewbacca, but like a different Wookiee, that'd be great and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, what do you think about there, Taylor?
Isn't there a Wookiee Jedi? Like
there
that
is
was shown in like Rebels
and
or something.
Well, there is one
Batch.
Acolyte, and then on Bad Batch, and then there's also one in High Republic, Briaga. I love Briaga. Yeah. Terrible for the audiobooks. They just scream Wookiee, and then the actor is like, "Oh, he said this." Yeah.
Wookiee! Or did
They
do the noise?
they literally do that. You'll be listening, like, "Well, how are you doing, Baraga?" And then like they'll be like, Baraga's very upset by his stomach. Like they'll scream Wookiee sounds at you and then tell you what's gonna happen.
With no warning.
No warning
You
whatsoever.
just flinch.
All right, let's get. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say,
Down to
technically, like
business.
Gungi is still alive and could be in Rey's Jedi Order because
Sure,
he's
I'd be
super
down.
little there, and that they live what Chewbacca was like 200 years, and he's still like an adolescent there. So, and he's still kicking around in the sequel trilogy. So, put Gungi on that fucking council. Let's go.
And yeah, Tay, I know you spoke about it on the stream, but we're a couple days removed now. Where are you feeling about the Ben Solo thing, because the Reylo that's all over Twitter again, of people saying this is the worst thing in the world. Best, it's the fans are divided again as far as like, don't fucking bring him back at all because I hate the Reylo stuff. Then you got my people that are like, let's do it some way or something. Like, where are you as far as him appearing?
Yeah, I think we need to get him. We need to get him in here. I think that we need to dive into Rey, Kylo, or Ben Solo. Just bring them back. Let's get into this. I think this is great. Rey coming back is fantastic. People need to simmer down. I got some things here that I'm going to share because I got reminded of this. What's in the order here? Here we go. Oliver Kick, wherever you are. The amount of bitching in this fandom is unreal. We literally have one statement about this future movie. Rey as a character is fine. If the movie is written well, it could be good. At least give it a chance for raging like adult babies. A lot of kids like Rey and like the sequels, just like I like the prequel movies as they came out when I was a kid, and all the adults hated them. If you don't like it, then just don't watch it. Seems simple to me. So there we go. That guy, I resonate with him.
Why have you screenshotted all these random fake?
They made me laugh. Republic had been around for 25,000 years, yet we were stuck in a 70-year span only. We were getting a Dawn of the Jedi movie 25,000 years before as well.
Until that happens, though, that is a true statement, right? Like, until that movie gets production, we do stay in this little pocket. So,
well, that's true. I just find this funny. Like, why are we getting movies in the 70 span year only, and when the Republic's been around for 25,000 years? And the guy's like, well, we're getting a movie 25,000 years ago. Yeah. So that just made me laugh.
You reminded me of a comment I saw earlier. I think it was, I don't even know, it was something Star Wars related. It was probably someone on the panel. And some guy in the comments was just like, if it's not coming from George, I don't want to see it. It's like, fuck, man. Move on. Like, why are you still watching YouTube videos about Star Wars? Like, George has been following this in forever. Or leading it, I should be saying.
Yeah, like that should have been on the Force Awakens trailers. Then I get it. You know, it's the first one. But after that, it's just like, move on. You know, like, it's done. George isn't coming
like decades.
back. Yeah.
So I got to make sure I do this in the right order. So I think this is one. The audacity of Lucasfilm to refer to the era of the prequel trilogy as the Fall of the Jedi era is not only insulting, it's pretty clear indication that the studio doesn't care about its heroes anymore. And this is follows up with, but it was the Fall of the Jedi. If you didn't see the prequels as the Fall of the Jedi, literally and figuratively, then you quite literally were not paying attention. It's quite nonsensical, as the Jedi fell several times in history.
Blue check mark.
I love that.
Yeah, he paid for that check mark too. I guess.
and then to like close my thoughts on the whole Rey thing here. This is fucking great. So this is like, these didn't age well. So decision time. Star Wars is a sequel trilogy being erased. That clearly didn't age well. And we got this. It's happening. Jon Favreau erasing the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy. That's not taking place anymore. We got this proof. Filoni already proved the sequels are in an alternate reality. That's not happening anymore either. And then here we go.
1.2 million views.
Confirmed the Disney sequel trilogy.
No, not Overlord. Oh, no.
Discussing the end of the Lucasfilm Civil War with Doomcock and Cameron Pat. Yeah, there you go.
Doomcock.
Being erased. Yeah, but the views on these things, 1.2 million. Like, I got to be doing these thumbnails for these episodes.
I'm sorry. It's just, and don't get mad. Not all of them do that. But it's just like religions that prey on people that are weak-minded or in need, that those thumbnails and those videos are just like confirmation bias. They're just giving people what they want to hear. Because the people that are mad, that they don't like the Star Wars sequel trilogy, they're just like hoping one day like they're gonna announce that they're gonna cancel it all. So they'll take anything they can get, and it's just like and it's been a proven factor too that YouTube promotes like negative videos more than positive ones. So it's just, you know,
so we need to be more negative, like just
yeah, we could legitimately,
thumbnails.
We could sell our souls and we could be YouTube stars and do these things, and we could do like, and this is why I know this is a fact. Because go back, everyone, I don't care, I'll break fourth wall. Go search Hunka Hunka. Some of those videos were the best, most high-rated videos we ever did. You know why? Because they were full of shit. Those thumbnails and stuff like that, like literally what happened is, I'll tell a story that I don't know what the view count was, but me and Dylan recorded a video beforehand about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and this is when Rotten Tomato critics were getting accused of being paid for and whatnot. We recorded the video pre the reviews because we knew it was going to be positive, and then we posted it right away, and we had so many people like, yeah, fucking like these fucking critics and everything, like people like they just bought that, oh yeah, it was going to be positive. I'll have to find it. I should find the because there's some good comments, and then unfortunately on the podcast feed we got a bunch of negative reviews because like these guys just keep making shit up. These aren't true statements and everything like that. but like there's just so much. Oh, where was I? Got to find the Guardians one because the Guardians one was the proof of the pudding where it just we there was no reason for the video to do well because it wasn't even a proven fact yet, but it just did well. Oh, of course I can't find it anywhere. Damn it.
S-Bubs.
Oh yeah,
You,
here it was. This was like a release. This was early on, but 591 views. Marvel paid off critics again in quotations for Guardians reviews, and I'll try to see if there's some good comments in here and whatnot. But yeah, the negative videos where you just make stuff up. And this is all the stuff. Warner Brothers runs Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Is this supposed to be some sort of satire of DCU fans, which eventually people started to catch on? Metacritic is much better for the Sun Pause. Why are you guys using this? I just found you guys. You dudes are cool. Keep it up. This gig takes time.
No.
Honest, awesome, honest appraisals. That was a full-on one and stuff like that. And then Marvel screened Guardians of the Galaxy 2 for the critics, and then took them all immediately to their new studio setup and showed them all concept art for Black Panther, Infinity War, Captain Marvel, as well as having most of the directors take them through, and Feige, of course. This was obviously employed to ensure that they got a good review from the critics who went straight home after the movie to review the movie. They did this before they could get their reviews together. Shows a lack of faith in the movie, but pretty obvious play to get good reviews. And this is so funny when it said like they did this before they get reviews. We posted this video before Rotten Tomatoes was a thing. It was great times. But yeah,
S-Bubs just dropped us a golden nugget here. So
if you use glowing red eyes and are dumb, embarrassing, exaggerated culture or title on your thumbnail, then you get clicks. 100%. You know, the red eyes. It's an art. So. All right, let's take another ad break, and then we'll be right back with some of the TV news. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So now, Kirklin, you were trying to jump the gun. Acolyte, so we can get in that. So we don't have the teaser. They dropped it for people and stuff like that. You can go look online for a bunch of the details.
What was Kathleen's statement? She saw like the first 4 episodes. She said it's like the best content she's ever seen in her life.
Something like that. Some of the best Star Wars. I don't actually think she did say that. I think she just said it was great. But so apparently the plot of this show, and we had heard this because when they were showing talking about the footage, the showrunner said that she described it as Kill Bill meets Frozen. And to me, I talked about the Kill Bill where I was like, okay, that could be like a Sith or a Jedi where it's, their masters kill and one's hunting the other. And we're like, where's the Frozen aspect? We talked about there must be some sibling. So apparently the rumor, this wasn't confirmed, but these are scoopers that came out after, like, hey, this is what they're talking about. This is the plot. The plot is it's about 2 twins that get separated at birth, and one becomes a Jedi Master and one becomes a Sith apprentice. They're played by the same actress, and it's a collision course between the two. And a couple people had said this, so it's not confirmed yet, but man, if that's true, that's fucking awesome. I love that idea as far as like these 2 twins, that same actress in school, but just the idea that they're going to be on the other side of the coin there. I kind of get the Kill Bill reference as well. That just is like, sign me up. And that also feels very like Legendsy, like with the 2, like the Solo kids and stuff like that. So I'm Acolyte's probably take those movies out because that Rey movie is my most hype. But after that, Acolyte's probably number 2 right now. It is just like everything I hear about is great. But I heard that plot that came out. I'm a big fan of that. So what about you, Kirkland? Oh,
I just want to throw a curveball here to you, Kirkland. There are people I saw in the comments posting like, just so you guys know, there is another Frozen movie that this could be referring to, meaning that horror like stuck on the chairlift movie.
Oh no!
And I was like, what are people talking about?
Yeah, definitely not the Disney movie that the Disney people are talking about right now. They're talking about the fucking chairlift, freezing their nuts to the chairlift because they stayed up there too long. That is a funny comment.
Things are worse than ever.
Man. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Acolyte has been like maybe tip top, but if not, like pretty damn close to the peak of my hype train since I first heard about it. Just the concept alone, and of course, like my head just went so many places where the show probably isn't going. But I love the concept, and definitely was just quiet for a while there, and then like this type of news. They also like got a new logo, I noticed, because the original one had like a slash, right? Now it's got like the 2.
I like the original better.
That's like the twin aspect. Maybe they got the dark side one and the Jedi side.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
It's also like the logo too for the Dawn of the Jedi. Like it's got like the 2 sides, the light and the dark. So like this one being more red or blue, I don't know. That's where my mind kind of goes. The light side, the dark side, which would obviously make sense if we have twin characters. Siblings in Star Wars is such a fun. It's always a fun thing. It's nothing new, but especially twins. I feel like Travis, you brought up Legends comparisons. I feel like I've heard like Legends stories about like siblings, one being like a good side and, and like a dark side.
Because what is it? It's Leia's and Han's kid. There's Ben. It's a Ben Solo, right? Or
they
is it...
call him Anakin. Is the youngest, and there's Jason and Jada.
No,
Solos,
is it
I
Jar?
think.
Yeah, Jason and is it Jason and Jada?
Let me just do a quick.
Is Luke and
Google.
Mara's kid? Or
Yeah, Jaina and Jason Solo.
Jaina and
Jason's
yeah.
the dark side one.
Yeah, the guy goes the dark side. The girl says the light side, and then who's Anakin?
Anakin's their third child.
Okay,
That's
and
like
then
Ben equivalent,
and Luke's, but no, Luke's kid is Ben Skywalker, I think, right?
Oh.
Yes.
Yes,
and then
that's
his
what I said,
grandchild's Cade Skywalker.
Cade. Let's not get to Cade, but yeah, okay, so that makes sense. But yeah, no, so they did that in the Legends as far as the twins being
Yeah.
together, and then they split off. And obviously, Jason comes back to light side. I think eventually. I haven't read through all those, which maybe one day we will. But
Yeah, and then I know like Tyler, shouts out to you, Tyler, Patreon Tyler. He was telling me, I think it's like the Sith stories or something like that. It's like a collection of short stories, and in one of those, I hope I'm remembering this right, or he's gonna give me shit later. But I'm pretty sure there's like two sibling Sith type characters, and he was telling me some of their dynamic, and it was just very fascinating. So that gets me really excited knowing that, especially it's the same actor or actress. I feel like that's a bold task. Well, maybe not a bold, but just a big task for that.
Oh,
actor
definitely
or
is.
actress. So I hope they choose wise. They didn't announce who it is, right?
yeah, I think it is. I think it's the
Oh, they
actor.
did?
Okay, well, because like
Okay.
they didn't. This plot's still fake. Like it's not real. Like
Yeah,
it's not
scoopers.
confirmed. But like the actress who's the main actress that's cast, she would be the twins and
Okay.
whatnot. So no, I think it's a lot more because you easily could have done opposite sexes and had two actors, but to do them both, I think that's gonna be very fun. I hope she's a great actress because that's a lot.
the
To, you
thing.
you got to differentiate those characters, right? So
Yeah, so I'm excited a lot. Even if that's not the case, like I'm still very excited to see Acolyte. And again, nothing's too confirmed, but I heard a lot of lightsaber twirling and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, this will be something. Hopefully the GA will resonate with too. Just having some familiar sounds and hopefully some different colors.
Fanboy Clay, the Old Republic is the cerebral twins. One went to the dark side, one is Jedi. I'm assuming you mean the game, because in the game there was a whole expansion
Right,
focused on
yeah.
that with the two twins and one.
all I've seen is
fell
that
to
great
the dark
teaser
side.
trailer. Yeah,
It's
I know you're
fucking
right. So
good.
yeah, and Twins makes sense. It's about it's about the balance and stuff like that. And then Taylor, did you see that they confirmed? Because I think we were talking about Kay and Clay, the High Republic Jedi that's going to be in there.
In Acolyte,
Yeah.
I did not
It's-
see it
So
confirmed.
because you
is that
said
the
you might
Wookiee?
have. No, it's not the Wookiee. It's a different
Oh.
Wookiee. Yeah. It's
Oh, it
played
is a
by
different
Jonas
Wookiee.
again. Yeah, it is a different Wookiee. So there's
Oh.
like 3 ones now. But no, I think Taylor, you said you had read one without me, but I don't think it's a book you and I have read of High Republic. But that is a character. She was like one of the main ones. So
well, I read I think it was Convergence.
yeah, it's not that one. This one's called like Dark Out of the Shadows or Dark of the Shadows, something like that. So I think it's one of the younger adult ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can pull her up if you want to, Clay. Thank you very much, Vanessa Rowe. But that's to me, and I don't have much experience with that character, but that's what gets me excited is the fact that we're starting to pull characters from that era, and I'm excited for eventually Kirklin to start learning them, and then just eventually Taylor, this work that we've put in through these books, we'll see Raul Alvarez and God, who's our favorite young Padawan Jedi?
Greatstorm.
Lone Greatstorm.
Oh, Bell.
Yeah,
Bell
fucking
Zettifar.
Bell.
Yeah.
And then, man, one time we're gonna get Marshawn
Marshawn
Rowe.
Rowe.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that day comes time. It's supposed that Amanda Steinberg was in Bodies. Oh, who is she in Bodies? Okay, let me take a look here. Amanda Steinberg, because I thought everyone was great in that one, so I was happy with that. So, is she like the main love interest girlfriend? Oh yeah, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, we got no worries about that. She's great, which is great because Boys. I'm not sure you guys have seen that yet, but like, it's a kind of murder mystery thing. So each character has to play like you believe they're good or believe they're bad, like that type of thing. Like they could be the killer, could not be the killer. So, that's fucking awesome. That's that. Now I'm really excited. That's good for her too. There you go. CTA. That's why I think we skipped those. She was in the middle grade and young readers books. So yeah, we didn't do those ones, but yeah, that's exciting. So that's some Acolyte stuff that was confirmed for 2024. Still, I want it now, but
It's
be
nice
good.
just knowing that 2024. That's that's not too far away.
And it's
Can't throw a
filmed and
stone
actually
that
coming
far,
out.
but it's pretty close. Yeah.
You know, it's actually filmed and coming out, so we're not gonna get fucking delayed or anything like that. So
It's great news.
and then Taylor, I don't think me and Kirklin have much to add on here. I just wanted to let you have your moment that Thrawn, Thrawn, when we did it on Friday or Saturday night, he was confirmed to be in Ahsoka, but no casting. They saved it for the Ahsoka panel. And then they show that Lars Mikkelsen, the guy that voices him in Rebels, is going to be playing him live action, Matt's brother. And then there is a photo out there that's leaked. I know lots of people think it looks like shit. I actually think it looks good because I just look at it and I go, well, what I think it's going to look like when it's all HD and done up wise, I think it's going to look good. Because to me, he just almost looked more like Thrawn than I was expecting. That was always something with Lars. It's like, I don't know if I necessarily see the look. But yeah, it wasn't my top pick. And I'm not the Thrawn guy, so I don't have much way. I was just kind of thought they'd go for a bigger actor, especially now that they're supposedly doing a movie with Thrawn as the villain. I thought for sure we were going to get someone of higher quality, not acting tier, because I like Lars, just like star level wise, kind of like what they did with Rosaria to Ahsoka, but they didn't. So, but Tia, how do you feel about this?
I won't lie. Someone posted on YouTube that the exclusive longer trailer for Star Wars
you watched
Celebration,
it.
and I watched it. I got to see the extra stuff with Sabine. I got to see those frontal shots of Thrawn and
Frontal.
Frontal shots, legs spread.
Mutant scum. Look what they did to me.
I if you want to see my genuine reaction from the trailer, like go watch me and Travis's like live react on air.
Almost
during
600 people have
Celebration.
watched that, you know?
Yeah, fuck, holy shit. To actually get like the image and you baited me too because I wasn't sure like what you were getting at. You're like
He thought I was lying to him, Kirkland. I'm like, I have the Thrawn in me. He's like, no, you fucking don't, you liar.
but yeah, you had the photos. Like holy shit.
Frontal shot of Thrawn is coming, yeah.
But I'm just ecstatic. I'm over the moon, happy about this. I really, really am. I think Lars does a fantastic Thrawn voice in Rebels. Holy shit! So I don't have any worries there, and I'm very, very excited to see how he's going to portray this live action version of Thrawn and what he's going to kind of deliver. Because again, Rebels isn't mocap stuff by any means or anything like that. It's all just animation, and he's just providing the voice in a studio. So it'll be very different to see him, how he's moving and how he handles himself. And so when you hear things like Filoni speaking with Zahn and just kind of learn a little bit more about the character and just trying to like get a lot more of the author's input into how to really execute him, I think that's fantastic, and I think that'll really help Lars as well, just to kind of portray this character.
He almost said Mads.
Mads, yeah. I think he's got to do this. He's got to do this right because you only get this one shot now. Let's not botch it.
Well, and to me, because all I know is Thrawn from Rebels, but he's still played in a particular way, and I don't think it's the same as like Katie Sackhoff voicing Bo and then playing Bo, because like you don't have to do much physical. You have to do physical stuff, but not in the way that I think Thrawn, the way he carries himself in certain movements, he's a physical character. So it will be something, but I at least trust him with that stuff to be like, hey, this is how you're supposed to move everything. I think Filoni is good at that stuff with canon and lore stuff, so I think they'll specifically be able to make sure, hey, move like this, act like this, and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting, and hey, I'm happy for you. You're getting this whole Mando movie, and he's probably gonna be the villain and stuff like that. So
well, that's all I need. I need that to be an Heir to the Empire movie, and then like it's fantastic.
I still think that's what they're calling it. I still think it's gonna be Star Wars Heir to the Empire. I really do think it's gonna be like that. I also thought it could be called the Star Wars. Why don't you come down here and so I can suck your cock, pretty boy? That's a second title I thought it might be, but
That
anyways,
full frontal image.
anyways, and then they also oh god, what was it? It was Bad Batch season 3. There was something else that I put that they
Visions,
confirmed.
Star Wars Visions.
Oh yeah, which we'll say that last because I have something to bring up. We'll bring up the trailer for that quickly, but
Tales of Jedi season 2.
That's what it was. Thank you. So they confirmed that they're doing Tales of Jedi season 2 and then Bad Batch season 3. I might catch up on Bad Batch eventually here. Maybe now when it's over, I will. My only worry is because I was talking about with Katie and Clay in our Star Wars group of just they're like, oh, we're gonna do this, and there's some stuff about Rex, and who knows what story is next. I'm not trying to rhyme them, but like it was almost like insinuating that they could do more in this universe. And as I said to them, and I've just said to everybody else, I want an animated universe from 6 to 7. You know, I was talking with Clay, so they could do a High Republic show. I'm like, great. I just hope whatever fucking animated show we get next after Bad Batch in this vein is not in this era. And that's probably why my lack of motivation for watching Bad Batch is just, I'm just done with that era. We got so much of it in Clone Wars and everything else. I just am ready to move on. So any inklings of like, oh, it might be a continuation of Bad Batch, that'll like make me less interested in finishing Bad Batch and get to it at some point. But okay, that's good. It's getting season 3, which makes sense. I didn't think it was going to go on for too long because I just feel like it is a smaller base than Tales of the Jedi. I can't fucking wait. I don't know who they're going to tackle. Last time we got Ahsoka and Count. I'm just hoping not Ahsoka. I don't want that. But I really don't know. Like, obviously, my cheat answer is always like, oh, yeah, Luke and Ben and stuff like that. I'm not going to go that far. I just would like... We got one episode with young Qui-Gon. That's my pick. Cause I would like younger Qui-Gon adventures. The second one I'm kind of open to. There's tons of... You could do one on Mace. You could do one on Plo Koon. You could do one with Yoda. Like, there's so many people you could do. I think it'd be great to do different eras, but I think my number one vote, other than like Ben Solo and Luke, because I always say that, is Qui-Gon, because I really like the character, and and then you can get Count Dooku back in there a bit, so that's my pick. So Kirklin, I know you probably don't have much to say on Bad Batch, but did you ever get around to watching Tales? Because I know the weekend we reviewed it, you were busy. Yeah. So I was going to say, do you have any Jedis in mind that you're wanting for? If it's that same type of system of 2 Jedis, 3 Tales, who are you thinking? And are you happy we're getting season 2?
Oh, absolutely. I think this is a show that should just go on forever until they've touched upon all the Star Wars, including the old ones. That
is this one of your picks? Darth Jar Jar?
Forgetting about because that is not a true Jedi or Sith member or anything for that matter.
What about I'm the best Jedi in Mandalorian?
He's all right. More than Darth Jar Jar, I'll say. I feel like I really want to see some of those prequel Jedi that just kind of got pushed to the side. They were like playable in like Star Wars Battlefront 2, at least the one that I played back in 2007 or whatever that was. So like the Ki-Adi-Mundi, I probably said that incorrectly, but I always thought that was, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees, the meme machine. I always just liked playing as him in like Battlefront 2, so just getting a little bit more supplement material on him. There's probably some like random comic out there that I've just probably will never pick up, so I would love to see it in Star Wars Vision, and because like it could go the route where he's just kind of interacting with his own squad, but there is potential crossover amongst other Jedi like we did get in the first season, so I'd love to see that. Plo Koon, you got me pumped. I've always loved that character.
Yeah, me too.
I think like the first Star Wars game I ever played was like Star Wars Phantom Menace on PS1, and you played as Plo Koon. That was like your first character, so I've always just loved the look of him, love that he had a different colored lightsaber and everything, so
he's got a blue lightsaber.
Does he?
Plo Koon?
Yeah, he's got a blue one.
I'm gonna have to Google, because I'm pretty sure
rocking it.
in the PS1 game he had like orange or something. It was different. I'm gonna Google to double check that. But
he's like the first Star Wars toy I bought with my own money. I was just like, look at this guy, looks fucking awesome. And then Kit Fisto too is great. Yeah.
So yeah, I like those. Yeah, Kit Fisto. I definitely like those prequel Jedi that I saw but just don't really know anything about. And
like don't do Obi-Wan and Anakin. No. Like don't do Ahsoka. Like and I worry they're gonna do that again. But I
think that's a fair concern to have. But I did like your pick with young Qui-Gon. Obviously, that would give us some Dooku crossover, which I just haven't discovered enough of that dynamic. It's one that I feel like was short-lived in the live action. So yeah, I feel like anything is a pretty like I won't be disappointed probably with anyone unless it is something like the Anakin Obi-Wan, something that we've seen multiple movies about.
Yeah.
Let's give the other guys, some shine.
Taylor, any combo you're wanting?
It's tough, but I feel like, okay, we're not limited to just the Republic era. When we got those tales of Ahsoka post Order 66, that she's fighting like the Inquisitors and stuff like that, it tells me, okay, we could get a Jedi after that fact. Maybe we could get like a Cal Kestis or something like that. Who knows? You don't think so? I mean, I don't go around. I don't want it. I'd much rather them focus this on someone else. But
I'm not even opposed to Cal, but I think they'll tackle ones that you've seen in the movies right now. I think Cal, if he gets brought in live action, maybe, but I think I think him appearing in an episode, yes. If they were to say 3 episodes centered around Cal Kestis, I think that would be very bold. So that's why I just don't think they'll do Cal yet.
Other than that, I I'd love to see like a High Republic Jedi or something like that. I just
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like everyone that we've seen in Tales of the Jedi, we have so much already flushed out from the Clone Wars series. That being said, Dooku was definitely pushing that threshold a little bit, and I loved getting that. I'd love to see some more of that. Like I wish that we could get something more along the lines of like I want to say Sith related, but we can't because Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So
And even
it's
like I
tough.
agree with you with High Republic, but again, I feel like would they dedicate 3 episodes to a character many people haven't heard? Because I feel like the reason people tuned in to Tales is because like they like Dooku and they like Ahsoka. My wonder was like, is there any other Jedi's I'm trying to think of that were like Dooku that turned to the dark side that we don't have? And really, I don't like
Well,
maybe
there's
like
Barriss, but I don't think she's getting 3 episodes.
yeah, not her.
You could get like a Ventress.
That's what I
she
was
didn't
thinking.
become
I
a
saw
Jedi, but
Ventress. Yeah, I think it saw Ventress. You could kind of reel them in, like kind of tie them in with other Jedis and stuff like that. So I could see that one. But
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who else.
my predictions is it's going to be Mace and either Anakin or Obi-Wan. That's my prediction. Because I think they'll go with this kind of one that hasn't got too much, but then they'll go with a Clone Wars character because I think that's just what Filoni likes. You know, he likes tackling some other ones, and Obi-Wan interests me more because then hopefully we can get more like Padawan years because you and me too are big fans of the Master and Apprentice book. So if we can get more Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon together, absolutely, I'm down for it. You know.
All right, I found some images here. Star Wars Episode
okay,
1
you're
Jedi
fair,
Power
yeah.
Battles. Look at that. And then here's
Yeah,
another
and you're
image.
right,
Adi
he has to-
Gallia. She used
Oh,
that red
man.
saber.
Yeah.
Gallia?
no-
I don't even know who that is. Lady on the left. What is she? Is she from like the show or something?
She's from Phantom Menace. I don't know where she went after that.
Why does she have a
she
red
had the-
lightsaber?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember I had the Phantom Menace trading card game, and it was like Adi Gallia's lightsaber, and it was red. It was super weird.
Maybe she like killed a Sith and like took it from him because
Made
like
her crystal bleed.
yeah, the Jedi, the council's low. Should we
I've
talk
been
to her?
tapping with some dark energies, guys.
Yeah.
I'm feeling great.
Like I feel like if I'm on the council and I see someone with a red Jedi lightsaber or like a Sith saber, whatever it may be, it's just like, yeah, let's get her to change that.
Fucked.
Yeah, but again, hey, and Kirk points to Kirkland. He had a different lightsaber, and you know what? I think that lightsaber color fits him better than the blue and stuff.
It
you know?
does. Yeah.
And again, that's my biggest. We forgot to mention the movie side, but again, now with New Jedi, me and Taylor were talking about this with New Jedi Order. We're gonna get Rey in the movie with a fucking actual yellow lightsaber. You know, not like it's gonna be nice to have a main character with a different color lightsaber for a bit. So she's the lady who died in one of the speeders on the bike in Orcs. But we never saw a lightsaber, right?
I don't know if that was Adi Gallia. That's the same species, but I think it was a different Jedi Council member. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have to look into that. Kirkland, did you catch too in that Ahsoka trailer that those? I think Balin was his name, but the two guys with the guy with the lightsaber fighting Ahsoka, and then the other girl with like the white hair. They had those sabers, but they weren't red; they were orange. Because when you stack it next to a red Sith saber, it's definitely orange.
Yeah, so you're talking about like the buddy with the beard, and he was popping
Yeah.
off. So
And, like, his apprentice chick.
I watched on my lunch on my phone, so like I just assumed it was red. I didn't get like a full clear crystal image of it. So like what's up with that? Because it's not like an orange like that one I just pulled up was like Plo Koon's. Like it's a very red orange, like a blood orange. But is that? It must
I
be
don't
something from
know.
Rebels or something. Or right?
I've never seen orange in live action before, so I'm not sure. I'm just gonna pop it up here on my screen so you can see the comparison here.
Because I just assumed it was red. I'm like, oh, we got some dark Jedi looking dude. But apparently it's not. It's orange, as you just said.
Yeah, you can see it definitely.
Okay, that looks a lot more orange. That looks like a lot more.
Yeah,
of
like
a
look at
Toys
Count
R Us
Dooku's
sword.
red. Like look at that difference. That's like, oh my goodness. So yeah, this
But like
is
that
definitely
image that you
orange.
have right there is a lot more orange than I feel like. Like click that other one where he's just standing vertically, or Okay, never mind. It does look pretty orange.
Yeah.
What does
Again,
that
I don't-
signify? Like in relation to?
I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't know.
So
I'm not-
is that a new thing that they're doing? Like this hasn't really popped off before, or it has? They just haven't really explained.
Well, these two characters are definitely new. I'm not familiar with them in any
Oh, okay.
legends or anything like that. I felt like maybe he was an equivalent to this guy called Master Kaboth, who was heir to the Empire and Thrawn related clone Jedi who went insane character. And I thought maybe this old guy was going to be that kind of comparison. He wanted to kind of like recruit Luke in. Didn't happen, so then he wanted to get Leia's unborn twins and train them, and then he, like as bad people, and then yeah, he was just fucking all over the place. There was a clone evil Luke in this trilogy, like, and that would be sweet if we got to see a like live action good Luke versus clone evil Luke. That'd be sick. But yeah, there's a whole can of worms in there.
Yeah.
But as for my thoughts on the Bad Batch season 3, Bad Batch season 2, this show it blew my mind. Season 1 definitely had that Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Clone Wars kind of notion to it, but then once we really got into the development and the character storylines of season 2, so many of those episodes are works of art. I cannot stress that enough. Ooh. The amount of weight that you go on with these characters, the amount of death, and the amount of things that they tackle, it no longer this. Kids show left the arena ages ago with season 2. It is incredible. While you have, again, probably like 2 to 3 filler episodes for sure, but you get great character development. I bonded so much with Tech in this season 2 as a character. He's skyrocketed one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time. At least definitely top, I'd say like top 10 for sure in there. I have to figure out a ranking, but to get this as like a conclusive season, I think is great because there's still a lot that they need to kind of unwind in here. And I think that the things they're going to be tackling is going to have serious reflections and tie-ins to the Mandalorian stuff with Dr. Pershing. And we're going to be having tie-ins as well to probably this Heir to the Empire stuff that they're going to be getting into eventually down the road too, depending how far they want to connect into Legends. But I think a season 3 is fantastic, and again, I can't recommend it enough. That show is incredible. It is freaking incredible what they've done with the characters. So, yeah. After that, though,
good
like
question there, Taylor. Predator in the tree or Tech?
Oh, Tech.
Oh,
Tech in the tree. Oh my god.
Tech in the tree. Ooh.
Yeah, Tech in the tree. As far as it goes, like another like different animated show after that, I'd be totally okay if they just pursued like Tales of the Jedi series arcs, or like then do like Tales of the Sith arcs too in there, throw them around. But yeah, I'm kind of more or less on board with you now, Travis. Like after Bad Batch, let's keep that quality and that scale and the amount of depth and emotion and narrative that's in those in those episodes that they've successfully achieved, and bring that into like the New Republic or the High Republic, Old Republic, and just give us that really gritty, artistically designed and narrative stories with these characters. Like, oh, it's just sky's the fucking limit. Oh my goodness.
There you go. Sky's the limit. Okay, and then Star Wars Visions. This trailer is fantastic. The only thing I have to... There's 2 things. One, it looks great. It looks a bit more... I feel like the first season had, or first volume they're calling it, it was more about style. I feel like this one's going for a bit more of a dramatic flair in a sense, as far as just looks... Just to me, it was almost... It's not weaving a narrative, of course, but just looked like it was like big, scary, just like action stuff. The 2 things about it that I want to point out is, one, I can't wait for the Armin's episode. That's the guys and the team that does like Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run and all that stuff. But like, for me, it's Wallace and Gromit. That is I don't know where it is in my fandom, but that's a top 10 thing in my fandom. I don't know if it's top 5, but like, I love that so much. Wallace, I got a Gromit stuffy somewhere there. Wallace and Gromit, I watched that thing on repeat. I record them on VHS. So I liked that their episodes looked like almost a bit more of a kind of adult ones, where it looked like some character was about to swear and the Wookiee, like, made a sound and stuff. So can't wait for that animation. I think that's going to be great. And then, yeah, it all looks good. I can't wait. Love that first season. I don't know. We'll probably drop a review the next week after, because it drops the same day as Guardians Galaxy Volume 2. So we'll probably spend a couple, the weekend and watch it. But the thing that I'm just surprised about is, and I'm not sure, Taylor, if you picked up on this, or even Kirk, because you guys are KOTOR guys, but like, and even if you want to bring it up, you don't have to, or if you watch it yourselves, I found on the internet no one was talking about it. I found no one on Twitter was talking about it. There's two characters that look identical. Not identical, but very inspired by Darth Malak and Bastila. And it's
Yeah.
very fucking odd because Darth Malak, he has the piece and he has things around him. Now they're a little bit different here, but it's like the same red thing. And the girl that he's fighting, she has brown hair with gray streaks, so it could be like an older one, but with brown hair, gray streaks. She has a yellow blade, and also, it's a cool thing though, she is double bladed. The difference is, okay, the yellow blade, the double blade, it's two different colors, but why that could fit is Bastila at one point, she was on the dark side, right? So to me, it's very odd that you have a character that looks very similar to Malik fighting a character that looks like Bastila in the sense of just the color scheme and everything like that, and has the same lightsaber, then also has a double blade lightsaber. It's fucking nuts. And I thought, so I hadn't seen the trailer till today, so I watched it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go online. Tons of people are probably fucking talking about this. Nobody I see is talking about this. I even searched Twitter, like I searched Visions Malik, Vision Bastila. Nobody's talking about this. So I thought, am I nuts? But to me, I don't know if that's it. Maybe it's just inspired by, but my head canon, I'm saying that's a Bastila Malik episode. And that looked great, the animation. So everything here, I love the first season, obviously varying degrees of each episode, but I can't wait for this. I, again, will take as many of these as they will do Star Wars Visions. Keep going.
I definitely picked up on the Malik, not so much the Bastila thing there, though. I feel like it was a character, too. It didn't initially go to Malik, but I'm just like, hey, I know, I've seen this guy before. I assumed it was one of the games, so yeah. I completely agree. Not the biggest Wallace and Gromit fan. I feel like in our house it was like Chicken Run. That was like the one.
There you go.
But like it's similar vein. I still liked Wallace and Gromit.
Same company.
Yeah, so there you go. I thought that was a pleasant surprise just seeing that art style in Star Wars. It's like, man, Visions is just doing such great things. Like especially just like not just having one animation studio doing this, like just giving it to a bunch of like very well regarded animation studios that just can have their own flair and like flavor on it. I loved season 1 or volume 1 because this is called volume 2, whatever we're calling it.
It's volume 2,
I love the first one. It was just so well done. Like you said, Travis, definitely more certain episodes significantly more than others, but that doesn't mean the other ones just are bad. It's just not maybe my cup of tea for the certain character. I feel like I got that vibe also just from the trailer. Like there's a pod racing segment. I'm like, okay, I'm probably not gonna love that one, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't really have too much more to say other than just keep praising it, and just like the particular art styles and like certain action sequences. It's like anime Star Wars. Like this is just so sweet to me. So yeah, I love this. I'll pull up the trailer just so we can kind of maybe look at the Bastila thing after Taylor goes, of course.
And I was gonna say, Taylor, did you ever? Because I don't think Kirklin did. Did you ever read the book of when they did the one story that everyone really liked about like the samurai Jedi took like the red lightsaber?
No, I never read that book.
No, I want to. I can't remember if it got good reviews, but I think I got to get that soon because I can listen to stuff more at home now. And I've always wanted to check out that book, and it looked awesome. I think it just came out at a time where like I was swamped and everything. But yeah, I like that things can spin off from it too in its own little world and stuff. So.
What do you think, Taylor?
Take on.
Oh, I think that again, season 1 or volume 1, sorry, was fantastic. I can't remember. Were you with us for that, Travis, or was it me?
No, that was when did it come out? I feel like it came out.
It was like a Tuesday thing. It was like a middle of the week thing.
No, I mean, like, I feel like it was like a child being born thing. I think that's what it was. Yeah, but I remember watching them all. But yeah, exactly. But so no, I wasn't. I plan to be on this one though. I'm excited to, and I'll probably re-release the first one that you guys did. So.
Yeah, so I think it's great. I loved the Chicken Run. That's definitely I was growing up, and I totally I forgot that it was obviously something we discussed. You mentioned in the past, Travis, that studio was working on an episode.
Hardman,
so seeing it visually, just like the Wookiee and stuff, it was very, very cool. There's a few scenes that just from the different show or art styles that they were doing and different narratives that were so cool. I really can't wait to get immersed in it. And again, like that first sequence there when you just see the girl running, and I'm assuming that's the girl you're talking that looks like Bastila, and running from like the Malak when it's like a horror movie.
Yeah,
she's like
got
against the wall.
Yeah, she's got brown hair and a yellow saber. So
yeah, I loved how horrifying that felt when she's just against the wall freaking out and he's walking with the lightsaber out and just like it just felt horror vibes, and I love that. They did so many good things with this with Volume 1, so I think they're gonna do great things with this too.
Malik's coming.
No, I hope. Yeah. Kirklin's pulling up a trailer right now. Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
he looks. That's Malik right there. In my opinion. Now
He's got some like
the
dog ear things. But
yeah, those are different, but could be a different form, stuff like that. But like it's pretty close with the head, like the red and everything and stuff. So if not, it's kind of like what I talk about with Katie. It's to me an inspired by. It's one of these where it's like, okay, it's not Malik, but it's like the same way Ben Solo is Jason Solo, right? Like that kind of idea where they're not the same character, but they have the same ideologies in ways. So
he's got like some like what's that called? Like a blade guard thing too on his hilt. I didn't notice that first time around.
it's Kylo Ren. 10 years later, he survived. Yeah, and that's where I was like, that looks like Malik. I'm like, is she gonna have a yellow lightsaber? I was like, oh my god, she does. So who knows? Could just be a tribute, but all this stuff looks. And again, different variations,
So
different stuff. 9 celebrated studios. I
Take a
don't
look
think
at
we
that
know
shot.
them all, but yeah, can't wait. I hope they like. I just hope they just never stop doing this. I hope they
Yeah.
just go and go. I know they probably won't because I'm sure I don't know how much these cost or what the deals are, how much people are watching them. I think that was the good thing though, that the first Visions I think did relatively well. I think it was one of those things that did better than whatever was out at the time. I can't remember if it was another animated show like Bad Batch or something, but it did better than that. So it was like, okay, that's a good sign at least. So, and again, because these are things you don't have to watch, you can jump on, watch them
Yeah.
at time. They're short and stuff. So,
Oh, I love all this.
oh yeah,
It reminds me of like seeing like fan art for like a made up Star Wars
Yeah.
character. And it's like, man, I have no idea anything about this character because someone just drew it up. But like, what a great design.
That
And here we're
looks cool.
seeing like a full on, not full feature, but like, I don't even remember how long the episodes were. It's like 10, 15 minutes sometimes. Some of them were a little bit longer, maybe. Just so
On
well
May
made.
the 4th.
On May the 4th.
Yeah, it's smart. They got this. They got the Young Jedi shorts dropping as well too. So they're doing a big event and stuff. And the week before is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor. Sorry. So
Oh, goosebumps.
yeah, Star Wars Visions Volume 2. There you go. Dave's out of here. He's gone. But anyways, let's. We don't pull this one because there's not too much there. But let's talk about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I'll say like I saw a lot of people going around talking about they didn't like the song choice. I kind of understand. I guess it didn't bug me as much. I feel like it kind of fit and it kind of transitioned into the indie theme. But I can't remember what I said about the first trailer. I think I liked it, but there's something about the back of this trailer with the music, with the vibe, with them talking about all things like shot 9 times, all this stuff. I feel like I'm really finally into that. Like, I was kind of getting goosebumps. Like, man, we are getting the last indie. We're getting that big event feel. So I thought it was a good trailer. I was happy we got a lot more Mads Mikkelsen in here. I think it sets the plot of like what's the bad guys want to do, that Hitler made a lot of mistakes and the Dial of Destiny is going to fix them. So they're kind of implying like, and even I can't remember, Indiana has some line too. Like they're kind of implying this thing could be a time travel sort of thing, like something like that. It makes sense, Dial of Destiny. So I like the MacGuffin. I really like the more shades they're showing us with him and with Helen, like the goddaughter. As far as in the first one, it looked like she was just kind of following him around, but in this, it looks very much like she's going to be tricking him and trying to outdo him and stuff like that. Very kind of Indiana Jones, or very later on like Jack Sparrow, when it was him and Will Turner always trying to like work together but not. So yeah, everything in here I saw looks great. Again, Boyd Holbrook, just like in Logan, he's just going to be after Indy. Like he's pretty much the exact same role, just no robotic hand, but I like Boyd. And again, it's Mangold. I trust, and this trailer looks great. I'm getting excited and stuff like that. I suppose that's still my most anticipated movie of the year. Everything I see about it makes me love it. Look at that. I didn't know you were as big as a fan. Didn't even know there was a trailer. I'll be right back. Yeah, they dropped it. They're doing this weird thing. Yeah, exactly. They're doing this weird thing where they dropped it again at like Star Wars events where it's like, I guess it counts because it's Lucasfilm, but it's still kind of like is it really? But I'm excited to do the retro, and I'm getting more and more excited for this movie. And again, I'm also just very curious. I don't think it's going to bomb, but I'm just very curious of what it's going to do, one, with this generation, like how many people want to see Indy and the big send-off, and two, comes out in a very busy month. It comes out the same month that has Flash, Spider-Verse, Transformers, and this. June is fucking packed to the gills, so I'm very excited to see, like, there's going to be some of those movies. I think Spider-Verse will be one. I think Transformers could be the other. But there'll be going to be one or two movies that people are going to choose to skip, like we saw in March and April. And is Indy going to be one of those movies? I don't know. But the trailer looks great to me. It's like hitting all the feels. And like I said, I got goosebumps of just like, I think this is the first time it was hitting me of, okay, we're getting a big send-off epic feel here. And that's what I loved about it. So, Mr. Patzer.
I was just checking my dates because I'm going to be gone in June, but I am back for Indy, so that'll be good. I'll be back for that
Right.
with you.
I can't remember what you're going for. Oh, you're going for The Flash, I think.
Yeah, I knew I was
Yeah.
missing something. I couldn't remember what it was though. I'm glad I'm missing the Flash for this, honestly.
What?
But
well, for this, yeah. I was gonna say,
and
Michael
and I
Keaton,
might
come on.
I might not have said that if we didn't get this trailer, because I feel like after the last one, I thought it was okay, but it just, like, to your point, Travis, I feel like I just didn't have the indie magic. I don't know, at the time. I remember I had like some criticisms of like stuff for me to just see like Harrison Ford like being his normal age in a particular scene, and then the next one you have like a stunt double just like kicking Nazis off of motorbikes, and it was just a little jarring for me. There wasn't a lot of that in this trailer, which probably is a reason why I really liked it, but I don't know, I feel like it was just a bit of everything. It really captured like that indie magic. I agree with the music like criticism slightly, because I feel like initially when it first started playing, it's like that, what is it, Rolling Stones,
What is it? Sympathy
what
for
is
the
it?
Devil,
What is
Rolling
it?
Stones.
Okay,
Come
there
on,
you go.
greatest band
I
of
got-
all time. You're
I got the
forgetting
artist
music?
right. Come on now. So yeah, I liked when it was just that, and then I liked it when it was mostly like just the indie music, because when the indie music came in, I just got goosebumps. But I think it like had the Sympathy for the Devil just like in the background of like the theme, and it was kind of like, I don't know, I didn't like the mix up of it, but all in all, I really really like this trailer. I love like the humor, the action. I was actually totally game for. I don't think the Harrison Ford on the horse still looks the greatest. I think it looks better than that first trailer, but that's a scene that I'll hopefully just be able to kind of look past it. You know, sometimes in theaters there's just so much going on that usually I won't nitpick at like a particular CGI stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I think everything that they showed here was really good. Like you said, Taylor or Travis, Helena, I like to see her kind of being more of a character in this one as opposed to just being someone that's with Indy here. It seems like they really have their own goals. It's not just like another character to plop with Harrison Ford on this adventure. And I also just liked like the plot going forward. I feel like we did know somewhat of what was going on, but to see him here just like tired and like done with like his coworkers just kind of reminded me of like Harrison Ford in real life.
Yeah.
So it was kind of fun to see that. But when he had to like, you know, pull out the whip or just doing the classic indie moments, I really saw him as Indiana Jones. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really, really, really good send off to this story. I've so much nostalgia for the Indiana Jones movies. I'm so excited to get this retro going and just talk about my origins with the movies, because it's all positive. So I really hope they kill it with the send off, but they killed it with this trailer, at least in my opinion.
Taylor, how'd this do for you? We
Yeah,
didn't watch it
I
at 5:30 in the morning, so that we're talking about it now.
didn't watch it. What?
At 5:30 in the morning, remember they released it after the Star
Oh,
Wars
yeah,
event?
yeah. Yeah, no,
Weak,
we
like your
went to bed.
parents.
Yeah. I really did enjoy this trailer as well. I think it was a fun time. It was cool to get a little bit more context on the story and what this whole dial is. That makes sense. You know, we're going back because we want to guide Hitler to making the right decisions, and not the right ones like stopping the war. The right decisions in him winning the war.
Yes, of
So
course.
Can you
It'll be
imagine
interesting.
that's like go
That's
down
what
this
Max
like weird
wants to
route,
do.
trying to like just bring him back,
I want to save
like
him.
change him. Yeah, I can change him, guy. risky move to end the Indiana Jones saga.
I can
Trying to
change
reform
him.
Hitler.
yeah, that's bold, and that's I don't think that's socially acceptable in today's society.
I could just see
Indiana
the memes.
Jones 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Like, I just see the memes, like your friend, the guy she's trying to change, and it's a picture of Hitler.
Okay, sorry.
You'd have to
carry on.
change the subtitle of the movie instead of Dial of Destiny, like Indiana Jones and the Reformation of Hitler or something.
Yeah, that'll sell tons. People like, lining up to see the reformation of Hitler, the
wanna see that
emancipation of
version of him.
fabulous. Yeah.
God. But yeah, I think it's just cool to see Indy just cracking around doing stuff. The one guy just reminds me of the Predator. Whenever I see
In
him
the
on
tree?
motorbike, Predator, not in the tree, Predator in the lab actually.
I remember.
What's
Boyd
his
Holbrook.
name?
Boyd Holbrook. We were just talking about that. He has the exact same role here as he does in Logan. In Logan, he was just the muscle after Logan, and now he's in this the muscle after Indy.
Same director,
just
right?
Playing the
Same
muscle.
director. Yeah, same director. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Get ready for the
Yeah.
Dawn of the Jedi. Boyd Holbrook is going to be looking for it.
Yeah, he'll be
He's gonna be looking for that first Jedi.
He'll be looking for the first Jedi. Yeah. Huh.
Just everything. And he keeps accepting it because he's like, well, Logan, Star Wars, Indy, like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And Swamp Thing, because Jay Mangel's doing Swamp Thing. He's going to be after Swamp Thing.
He's gonna be having
Fuck.
some-
Always on a motorcycle, too. That's all you got on Indy?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Colin, do you think Shia will be back? No, I don't, because of two reasons. One, because that fourth one, obviously, it's regards the definitely for most, I'd say like the bottom tier. I think a lot of people didn't like what the fuck was his name? Gruff, Rough, Tough. What the hell was his son's
Oh,
name?
yeah.
Indy's
It was some
name?
like dog name. That was weird.
Mutt. It was
I didn't
Mutt,
even think
wasn't
about
it?
that. So Helena is the
Rocky.
daughter of Mutt?
No,
or
goddaughter.
No, but oh, okay. I thought it was
Yeah.
granddaughter.
They're not
okay, my
biologically
bad.
related.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
goddaughter. No.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I think
good.
his name
That's
was
good.
Mutt or whatever. Definitely be a mention of Mutt. Maybe I could just see a mention saying kids or kid, because my character's not like in fucking what's come out the past few years, which most people suspected but got confirmed as Shia is just like a massive piece of shit who like did a lot of bad stuff to women. So it's just like I feel like they want to distance themselves the best, because like I don't know, and like fuck all these directors still hiring Shia LaBeouf. He's a piece of shit. I know people talk about you got redemption. Yeah, eventually 1 redemption, 2 redemption, 3 redemption. How many are you gonna get? You know,
That's what
it's
this
like,
movie's gonna be.
You're
right?
doing it with
Redemption
Hitler.
of-
the reformation of Shia LaBeouf. But no, it's just like I don't know. It's just fucking Hollywood sometimes, you know. But no, I think they'll mention like a obtuse kid or child. I don't know if they'll say mutt, you know. So we'll see. And then
I feel like
final-
they could say that and no one would really like put 2 and 2 together. Because
No.
until like you brought up Mutt, if I
Yeah.
heard that in the movie, I never would have thought that was
Who
Shia's
fuck's Mutt?
character.
What a stupid
Unless it was
ass
like
name.
my son. Yeah.
yeah. That
Make 'em
piece
kill
of
'em
shit
off.
who sexually harassed all those women, hey? And they're like,
Just
there's like
breaks
a,
the
there's
fourth
a
wall.
5-minute, fucking mutt. They like take it down, everything like that.
Just
yeah,
looking
good,
at the camera. Yeah. he's
good
like,
thing he's in prison now. Like all this stuff. We're very progressive. You know, make sure you edit the same sex kiss out of the movie, though. You know. But, anyways, and then you got anything else for Indy? Going once, going twice, sold.
Oh.
And then okay. Go.
I was gonna say, great opportunity just to kind of like kick Harrison Ford out and bring in a new character is when you play with time travel.
I had that feeling. I did when they started talking about that, but I sure hope not. They confirmed this will be the last Indiana Jones, so we'll see. But I don't know. Hopefully, this Helen character just picks off. But I think
Gets-
it's go ahead.
What's Solo's buddy's name? Aldrich.
What's
Aaron. You get him as young.
My fucking nightmare to wake up to.
It's
it.
round
All-
2. I
Yeah.
can redeem myself. It's
And
young
all
Harrison.
Aaron Wright console. Oh my god, the charisma the charisma twister comes back, or charisma tornado. He was. I call them. Fuck, like just a black hole where charisma goes to die. I didn't know until recently that Mia Goth is married to Shia. That is.
You didn't know
Like
that?
she's currently married to Shia?
I don't know if it's currently. I knew they were married. I don't know if that was still a thing.
Because I feel like when that all went down, I know he was dating Margot Qualley, and she's smart enough. Was like, I'm getting the fuck out of this. Like right when there's like photos of her, like all these things come out about Shia, and then the next day you just see like all her shit is packed and gone, and like, good on you. Like get the fuck out of there. Okay, are you trying to confirm that right now?
Yeah,
Me?
they've been married since 2016. Apparently.
They've been married since 2016.
Yeah.
No, that can't
Yeah.
be true. Unless they're
They have like a child together, don't they?
What?
Hmm.
This can't be true unless they are. The only way this is true is if they are in a open relationship. Margaret, hang on.
Her voice still like ever since you guys mentioned I to listen to her
Always
voice,
back
Let's talk
to
about
his
how
voice.
still throws
talk
me
about her
off.
Okay, so let's see. Shortly after. Yeah, because this is so shortly after the here you go, we're gonna get fucking demonetized. We'll cut it out shortly because people they don't like certain words used. Shortly after the 32-year-old ego death artist sued Shia LaBeouf, accusing him of sexual battery, assault, and infliction of emotional distress. The 26-year-old Qualley broke up with the piece of woman actor and shared a photo of figure twins with the caption "Thank you," which that's never a good sign when your current girlfriend backs the accuser. I think they're still married. So what the fuck? So yeah, I guess they have. It's really, this is fascinating to me and makes me think a little less of Mia Goth now. But like, let's see, timeline photos. Began dating. Do they have a kid together? Published actor revealed Mia Goth and her parents have 5-month-old daughter. Yeah, so I guess they're just in an open relationship. So there you go. Mia Goth saved my fucking life. Because, yeah, no, he was dating Mark Qualley from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And all this shit went down. So that's why my whole timeline was thrown off. So, well, there you go. Yeah. Anyway, still, fuck Shia LaBeouf. What else do we... Oh, and then Talk to Me. This is the next A24 one coming up. I don't know, because people had said, and I've been looking at some of their work, they directed this series called Raka Raka. It is listed as the twins star, their twin directors, star and direct in this parody universe packed with amazing action, language, blood, and gore. So it's like, I guess, like it was a parody. So they got like good praise for that. This was in 2013, 2016. I knew nothing about it. They worked on the Babadook as a camera and electrical department. This is their first film feature debut. So they've done lots of shorts and lots of like TV miniseries, stuff like that, but they've never done a film. But A24 is backing them with this. So lots of people are excited. But I knew nothing about them, and I've seen nothing about their style of these twins. So that's cool. I'm always down to, Raka Raka is a YouTube channel. Oh, there you go. So you can go check it out if you want to. This is where the A24 thing comes in for me, where if I saw this trailer, and I said this in the Discord, I would think that this could be a very fun, cool new horror movie, or end up just being super generic and something we've seen a dozen times, right? Of you speak to someone in the dead, they come in, they haunt you, take over someone in your life, and they start going around doing stuff. The fact that it's A24, I don't know if it's a A24 that they fully produced it from the beginning or if they bought it, but either way, I trust them to go, okay, I've liked the majority of stuff you put out, obviously last year, everything everywhere. Like they are at the pinnacle right now. They won the most top level Oscars of all time. No one better than A24 right now, especially movie studios quality. So I see that and I go, okay, this film, I think it's going to be something else, so I'll trust it. But the trailer to me was, and people brought up, I think Espo brought up, like visually, it's like, yeah, that looked cool. I just meant more like story wise, like how's this going to go? And it looked more just kind of generic for A24. Like it looked very safe, which with A24 trailers, I feel like when we get them, we're like, this looks fucking weird. Where this is like, okay, it's the dead mom comes back to take over some spirits and fuck shit up. Like we've seen this before. So I'm hoping that it is something a bit more different and unique. And I think with A24 it will be. I hope it's just like a good trailer to kind of get GA people in to like, oh, it's another ghost story. Oh, there you go. Thank you, S-Bubs. Always the guy in the chair. I love you, man. I believe that they bought from Sundance. So there you go. So they didn't produce it from the ground level up, but they saw and went, hey, this could be something for our studio. So Taylor, what do you think about Talk to Me?
I'm just wondering one day S-Bubs is like, you know what? I fucking hate the GeekVerse. I'm just going to feed them all
wrong
fake
information.
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get us canceled.
Like the Shia LaBeouf Mia Goth thing. We're just pulling Mia Goth in the mud for nothing.
I heard Mia Goth was the problem, actually.
Sounds like she's an enabler. Fuck.
Gaslighting him.
She did those things. Yeah.
So regarding this trailer, I had not really any proper idea what was going on aside from like as it progressed. Like, okay, so there's this hand thing, and I don't know why, but I thought I thought there would be like a funny sexual like narrative you could spin off of that. But
then we know what Taylor's doing with the hand when he gets it. Fuck.
Oh!
Thrawn's coming.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Like no one can last like 90 seconds. That's just using your hand. Imagine where else you put that thing. I'm just kidding. I just think though,
it's just terrible because this person talking about bringing their mom back, and now this hand's doing sexual. Like what a terrible ghost experience to wake up and you're touching someone.
Not your mom in the sexual like narrative.
Okay.
That's a different
it's a celebrity. You're just like. Come on, Heath Ledger. Before Heath Ledger comes
like
back.
that scene from Bruno.
Come on. My favorite thing is just when the fortune teller guy is just like he's looking, like, and he's trying not to look. Oh my god! And I just love how long that scene goes on for. He does the full orgasm and everything, and just. And then it ends. He sits down. The fortune teller's just like, "Well, good luck to you." I'm telling you, I know everyone talks about Sacha Baron Cohen and Borat. Bruno does not get enough love. Holy shit. The fucking ghost blowjob scene is peak cinema. My God. Continue.
we gotta do like a watch along for that.
We can't. We can't do watch along to that.
When he's out in the woods and he's with those guys, I thought he was gonna get killed. Go crawls into their tent.
Which Sex and City girl are you? I'm not any of them. I'm Donnie. That sure sounds like a Samantha thing to say. And when he goes into the tent and he's butt-ass naked. And he's like, "Oh, Donnie, this bear came and ate all my clothes. All left me is with these 3 condoms. Can I warm up to you? Can we cuddle?" Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god.
Oh, look at all the stars in the world. Makes you think of all the hot guys. And it's like dead silence for 2 minutes. And Sacha Baron Cohen keeps checking on him, see how he reacts. Oh my god. I know if no one's seen Bruno, they're like, this doesn't sound funny at all. But you gotta watch Bruno. Oh my god.
What a time to join. Hello, Javed.
Javed, you a Bruno fan? If not, watch it. You know, great shit. Talk to me, Taylor.
Yes, talk to me.
Yeah.
This
That's what we're
trailer.
talking about. 90 seconds, right?
Yeah, I'm 90 seconds, and I think it's cool how they're kind of just making it out, kind of like just like filming it, just trying to make it a kind of like I don't know, like a TikTok kind of thing. It reminds me sort of. I'm not sure if you guys have seen. I think it was called Countdown, where you get this app and you spin or whatever, and it tells you how many like days or how much time you have left to live. And some people get like 48
Who would buy that
years.
app?
Well, clearly these
Hope you
people
don't have to
did.
buy it.
Some people, it's like 8 days, and then they die in 8 days. Some people get like 100 years, they die in 100 years. But again, this just kind of reminded me of that. Just a bunch of people gathered together. Maybe even like the Ouija movie to a degree. It just feels, like you said, Travis, something like we've seen before. So that being said, like A24, I will absolutely give them the chance because I'm very curious about this. And there were some crazy shots when the girl was sitting there and her eyes went completely like blacked over, just being full on possessed by this hand. And yeah, so even when she like opens the bag up at the like in one scene in her bedroom, she's looking, it's got the fucking mannequin hand. I'm assuming it was a mannequin hand, maybe it was a real hand, but yeah, just people doing things that they shouldn't be, and it's fucked.
It is fucked. Kirkland, is it fucked?
It's pretty fucked. I agree pretty much entirely with what you said there, Travis. How like it's not really a concept that's like too new. I feel like I've kind of seen this type of movie before. It definitely has the chance of just being forgettable. A24 has me optimistic at least, but I mean, thanks to S-Bubs clarifying, like it was just they bought it
yeah.
from Sundance, so it doesn't feel like from the ground up something like A24, and that makes a lot of sense. So I still think there was some freaky moments for sure. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a surprise hit, kind of like how Host was, which not enough people have seen Host. Go see Host if you haven't.
Absolutely. Well, that brings us to the end of this weekly Geekcast. Thank you very much for everyone that tuned in. We'll be back a couple days. We'll be back with Mandalorian. We'll be back with an episode of GeekVerse. Taylor will have a Ryanfield review and stuff like that. So lots of good things popping off. Side quests is in the feed. Sarah and Dylan just record. When you hear from us next, won't be boring.
Bye.